Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the second semi-finale here at the CJS Comedy Cup Season 2, organized by Fragnation, of course, supported by Ubisoft. There's going to be Bullet on the desk. That's going to be the best hype man in Southeast Asia. That's going to be Mr. Baba Gusta. Baba Gusta, how are you doing today, man? And welcome to the show.
Yeah, thank you so much, Bullet. And once again, we are back with the second season of Fragnation Presents EJX Community Cup. I did watch the previous match, though. Previous match was really well. And now, since we are here to talk about our next matchup of
Mhm.
season 2, it's really exciting to see, how well these teams are going to go up against. And Bullet, I believe
100%.
the second match that we're going to have is up against who's and who again?
It's going to be Lightning Warriors facing up the side of Team Dim. So yeah, when we talk about the
Mm-hmm.
overall composition coming in terms of where these players belong in from, on the side of Lightning Warriors, yes, we have most of the players coming in from India, the Sinister, Choco, I Am Extreme, Demon Killer, Basha, and everybody. But when we talk about the side of Team Dim, yes, on the side of Team Dim, we do have a couple of actually a lot of old players from what I'm able to recall. I definitely remember Shanda playing in the 2023 of the competitive season that we had in Siege here in India. I definitely remember Tony plays. But when we talk about the side of Lightning Warriors, apart from the Sinister and Master, as far as I'm able to recall, a lot of these are kind of like new players coming into the competitive side when it comes down to CJX here in Southeast Asia.
Mm-hmm. And also, interesting part, the thing about Team Dim is that we did get to see them in the first season of CGX Community Cup. But yeah, as we take a look at the entire brackets and, of course, the whole event format for Rainbow Six CGX Community Cup Season 2, organized by Fragnation, single elims, 5v5 game mode, which means that there's no double elims, no round robins, nothing. Just straight up all the way from start to end, single eliminations, semis, and of course the grand finals, in which most of the matchups will be a best of 3. So that is the only chance that they have got, and that will happen this matchup right now. Talking about the prize pool as well, a total of 50,000 INR prize pool. First place will receive 25,000, second place 15,000, third place 10,000 INR, and of course fourth, fifth, and sixth place will receive 6,000 Rainbow Six credits. That's quite a lot of credits. In fact, you can get yourself a really good elite. Could be you have a lot of elites as well, right? You have the Goro Majima elite, you have the Master Chief elite, of course you have the Lara Croft elite. There's a lot of elites that our teams could win a lot, especially in the prize pool itself. So all in all, of course, the aim for the players will be their hands at the total of 25,000 INR, the first place itself. So
100%.
once again, we'll be seeing Team Dem go up against Team Lightning Warriors. First season itself, we did get to see them go all the way towards the finals. And right now, they're
Mhm.
trying to find their luck yet again in the season 2 here, Bullet.
Let's see, man. I mean, if they are the runner-ups of the finale when it comes down to season one, Team Dim definitely has, I would say, the upper hand advantage when it comes down to against the side of Lightning Warriors. Because, like I told, man, I do recognize some of the players from both sides, but definitely in terms of the overall experience when it comes down to playing the game competitively here in SA region, Team Dim definitely has a fair share of advantage from what I'm able to recall. Come down from the side of Lightning Warriors, yes, we'll be taking a look at the map veto, but after we take a look at the map veto, I can definitely tell about how Lightning Warriors want to approach the game entirely. We'll be taking a look at the map veto very shortly, but before that, if I just want to recall, what really went. Bad and I would say great when it comes down to the yesterday's game. It was more about Team Hasib Warriors just making sure that they play that methodical, slow approach siege, classic siege. But yeah, coming to the map beta for now, we do see classic maps like Border Bank being banned from Lightning Warriors and Dame. Team Dame also did got the chance to ban up Skyscraper, and it's actually great to see Decider map. In Decider map, we have Night Haven Labs. Of course, the first map will be getting picked from the side of Dim, which is going to be Chalet. Cafe Dostoevsky is going to be your second one, picked by Lightning Warriors. Again, two of the very, I would say, not exactly vanilla maps, but introduced in year 3 and the year 4 of Siege. It's great to see a lot of teams readapting to the entire scenario. But I'm really happy. I'm really, really happy, Baba, to see Night Haven Labs being played as a decider map.
Yep. All in all, folks, let us not waste any time at all and start things off with the first map itself. Map Chalet. Team Dem on attack, Lightning Warriors on defense. And the biggest question that comes into my mind is whether the Golden Egg shall deliver the final championships on season 2, or will history repeats itself? Let's find out. The starting of the first ban phase itself, Azami and Ace will be taken out of the picture. which means that the second ban could be yet another, either a hard breacher ban or maybe a fuse ban.
Yeah. For now, we do see in the first ban phase, it's going to be Azami, which is quite, not something out of ordinary. Azami getting banned up in Chalet is something that you would definitely expect. Ace and Ram both getting banned from the attacking side. So definitely, yes, Team Dim doesn't want to rely on the Aqua Thermal breach charges. Of course, they want to go in for the secondary breach charges that you have in the secondary option. It comes down to a lot of the attackers like Lion and, of course, Nomad as well, from what I'm able to recall. But on the defensive side, that is going to be Fender. Now, Fender in on Chalet, apologies, on Chalet. Baba, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, apologies. Yeah, I was just making sure. When it comes down to the side of Fenrir getting banned in Chalet, I mean, you have tons and tons of Trapper, which are way more lethal, way more, I would say, impactful on some of these basement sides and especially on the top floor side. So I'm not really sure on what terms exactly why the side of team wanted to go and ban Fenrir. But anyways, we will get to know about it as we approach down to the first half of the game, as we approach down after the scoreline, what scoreline looks like after round number 4 and round number 5. But for now, we do see the basement setup being approached in a very classic way, as we see in the normal competitive games as well. But on the attacking side, we do have and Shield being in play from the side of Tony.
Yep. As far as I can recall, once again, Team Dim had their own specific names. They had Raja Dim, and like every single username used to ends up with the word Dim. Right now, it's just straight up like, we're just going to focus on the game directly as of now, because you have Electric, Whiplash, Scrapper, Hard Work, and Tony. Most of the most well-known players, especially in the South Asia scene. Yeah, focusing on the match as of now, I believe Team Dim's main focus is to open up the walls towards Vine Cellar, which means that's no mobile garage, no one's at home. Not a lot of C4s is present. Yeah, only one C4 is present as of now, as the Mountain will provide a lot of distractions towards the other side. Ibana 6 Kara Spellets will be used to open up important lines of sight towards the Wine Cellar. And now the pressure is on to see whether if one of those, how can I say, there should be at least one rotate that could happen towards Trophy Stairs, but only time will tell.
Let's see the wall getting up, the wall of the side B getting open up very quickly compared to what we usually see here at the basement objective. That's going to be a trade. Scrapper takes on the side of AMX, and that's going to be also Choco making sure Hard Work goes down. That's going to be an early 3v4 trade. Choco gets a double, possibly. It's going to be the side of Choco also making sure that, as he doesn't have the C4, he doesn't kind of like overextend, over-aggressive peak shouldn't be done. But as for the time to win in play, Electric does have the information of one of the defenders playing on the kitchen side. That's going to be taken care of as soon as they get the chance to get it cleared. Master is still trying to roam on the gaming room hallway. He's going to make his rotation way back to the objective from the main stairs. And now it's going to be a clear 3v3 scenario. Electric going in for the Finca boost. Possibly they just want to shut this Mira down as soon as possible. But yeah, it's going to be a little bit of that Mira just getting tussled down. There we go. That's going to be the Monty doing your classic Monty play. 50 seconds left on the clock, and they are going in for the plan.
Yep, downs will be made, but why fear when you have Finker's Adrenal Surge to put yourself back up on your feet? And the most important part now is that in this post plan with the Nomad's air jab being in play, it will be much more difficult for the defenders to even push all the way towards Wine Cellar. So at least for the defenders, they need at least 7 seconds for the defusal. Here comes the flank from the stairs. The Nomad's air jab will catch one of its prey. It's non-lethal, but the kill isn't been confirmed yet. Not quite sure if that was a good idea, but somehow it would actually force the Mountain to get towards the other side. It actually works. Now it's a 1v2, all up to the hands of Nomad. And what exactly happened? Team Dim, they had things under control, but suddenly Lightning just decides to strike thunder into the hearts of their enemies. The first round itself going into the side of the defenders here, Bullet.
Clear case of how you do not play a post plan scenario. You have more than 2 defenders, actually 3 defenders waiting it down for 2 of the players actually making it. One guy making is all the way coming to flank from the basement, and the other guy trying to just push down from the other side. it was a clear case of an improper coordination being in play from the side of Team Dim. You got the hard breach opened up very early. You got the entire one side isolated very early. You got the defense plant, the diffuser plant being done on time. So it was all in very clear case of the bad coordinated play coming on from the side of Team Dim. But anyways, that was just the round number one, I would say, honestly. But for now, we do see the side getting up chain. They will be going up the the second floor objective side up on the top of the floor. But again, it also comes down to the fact that in the first time we did saw Team Dim being heavily reliant on the shield play, which can be again countered upon when the next ban comes in.
Yep. I believe we'll be able to see it after, round 3 comes to an end. That's where we'll be able to see the import. Yeah, round number 4. This is exactly where we'll be able to see our next bans. And I believe on the defensive side, a Mira ban could be in play. This is a very extended drone coming in from the defensive side. So mezzanine will be fully opened up. Mira will be holding towards mezzanine hallway, which means that both the stairs as well as the window side of library will be heavily guarded. Again, difficult for Team Dim to head in for the attack, but turns out Tony finds one. He was just trying to open up the windows, but it turns out he will end up securing the kill first. And that too with the bandit out. The C4 won't be available, but at least the bandit charges will be present towards the reinforced one.
That will be very unlucky for the side of Extreme. At this point of time, you do actually need those bandit charges, especially on towards the mezzanine stage. We're trying to not to open up the rotation, but at this point of time, it's already open up. But anyways, early man count being disabled from the side of Team Dim is definitely going to put a lot of that confidence in play. We do see Ash already taking an entry towards the trophy stairs, actually the trophy room over there. But I guess that's going to be the primary role coming in from the side of Ash, that you want to take in control of the first floor, go open up the Mira by playing in vertical, and then push down from the Solarium stairs.
Yep. Breaching charges being used from Solarium. Now the pressure is on for the defenders to hold their ground towards the B site itself. Now the biggest question has to be whether if they can hold their ground while one of them is still on the window side of piano, hoping to find that distraction. Informations will be given, a little bit of risky plays being made from Master, trying to find the opening as best as he could. But turns out that grenade though will find one. There goes Sinister. The immediate control will be present. And not a single player has been removed out from the side of Team Dim. Both the bandit and the frost has been gone. Plant has been going on all towards the side, and this basically spells dangers for lightning. This is not good. Hard work once again. Yet another kill. The Finca definitely does a lot of work for the side of the attackers. Now it's all down to Choco. All by himself. A Vector in hand, a very powerful weapon, but information is a little bit important. Flashbang will catch him. He's still alive. Kills will be a 1v3. It's still difficult to even push in. The plan has been made. C4 is still present, but the peaks will be made, and Whiplash will finally secure its headshot. Round 2, Dim will secure it.
And that was a very clear example of how you actually approach the second floor objective site. It was a very classic, kind of like, I don't know how if I should exactly call them, but that's how you actually play some of the classic rank match. If you do have the control of the trophy series, if you do have the control of the Solarium, just push down and let the other two, 3 speed based, or maybe even if you have some of the fast utility breach charges, operators pushing down towards from the bathroom in the closet area, or also towards the side of the mezzanine and towards library hallway. So it was like a very classic approach that we usually see in a lot of the tier 2 competition when it comes on the Siege Global Circuit. But an approach well executed, an approach well clearly planned coming in from the side of Team Dim. But at this point of time, when we talk about the side of Lightning Warriors, we do see them being very, I would say, dependent again on the side of Mira. If that Mira is getting taken care of, they are just not able to control it. We did saw that particular play also happening in round number 1, if I'm able to recall it right. As soon as Choco went down, the entire plant just went in less than 10 seconds. So they have to maybe decide on exactly how they just want to play around Mira, or maybe just let Mira do his own job, and another 2 guys, 3 guys try to also converge on the same scenarios where the attackers are trying to push in from.
Yep. Taking a look at the operators as well, the operators itself on the defensive side. Mira, Kaid, Melusi, a castle. And of course, the Aruni will be in play. Castle can be very efficient when it comes to blocking up important entryways, which means that the attackers will be forced to use some explosive ordnance. So at least a grenade or two will be used, in which there's only two grenades that's currently present for the attackers. But when you have the Ivana's Excaros pellets, you don't have to worry about it. Just two Excaros pellets should be more than enough to take out the castle panel, and will be able to open up multiple avenues for the attackers to go with their approach. Flashbang will be used. Here comes the Adrenal Surge. Much more power for the attackers. Much more
Oh,
problems for the
nice.
defense, but somehow Demon finds one. Whiplash and Hard Work does its work. The distractions will be met. Control will be theirs towards Kitchen. And now their main focus has to be towards the second floor site. And the damage has been dealt around. Wait a minute. A shock drone. What a shocking response from Tony. He takes out Extreme with just the use of his utility. And now it's all up to Sinister and Choco. Choco has at least one C4. He could use it for denial of plant. But do they have information on the attacker's push?
I guess yes, Mira does have a little bit of information as that bulletproof camera was placed down in Solarium. I don't see that particular bulletproof cam when the observer was trying to make his way to Mira that wasn't destroyed, and we do see them interchanging their positions. Now Mira will be taking care of the Mira window, the Black Mirror placed over here on the rotation. That's going to be the C4 coming very right on point, gets out of that spot immediately. But the pressure is very much on. I just want to see if there's going to be any of the approach coming in from the side of Mezzanine or the library hallway, because we do see two of the players trying to make their way coming inside of the Solarium, and we already see Hibana going for the plant. Whip is going to take down side of Choco. Sinister comes out, takes down one, but it's going to be a 1v3, not going to happen, and Scrapper takes the final kill after he decides to stop plant.
Yep. And with that, Team Dim will secure yet another attack round win on second floor master bedroom. And here comes the important bans that will come in between these two teams. Since Mira has been a lot more problematic for their side, I believe that they don't have any problems in pushing towards the site itself. Because every single time when I see Team Dim with their attack phase, say for an example, if it's on second floor master bedroom, the usual push that you'd expect from the attackers is basically breach out the wall near mezzanine, open up the door, have control on the hallway from the blue stairs hallway, and then basically go in for the push. And the way how Dim does it is that they do the exact opposite. They don't go with the usual method of push. They go in by heading towards Solarium, getting control on Trophy, and then they would slowly make their way in towards the site where they would plant on the second floor master bedroom itself, not towards office. Because for defenders, usually when they pick those certain operators, they would usually go in expecting that they would go in for a plant on second floor master bedroom, in which they did not. And looking at the bans itself, Nomad ban is important, so is the Melusi ban. Melusi ban will at least help the attackers in push towards the side much more faster. Whereas for Nomad, especially on post-plan situations, you clearly did get to see what exactly happened on the first round itself, right? Nomad's air jab basically halts the defenders to even head in for the push, basically providing them a lot of weaknesses, giving the opportunity for the attackers to get those easier wins. But now, since Nomad is out of the picture, so is Melusi, it always comes down to denials. So the only denials I can see right now is 3 C4s from Extreme, Choco, and Sinister, and these 3 C4s will be vital for the defenders to hold their ground on the side.
100% more than actually vital, dude. At this point of time, when you are allowing the side of your attackers to actually take in the control of the site, and then you have what every time around, most of the time, then we have seen the last two rounds, it's going to be Team Dim just making themselves way too comfortable in one of the side. So one of the side getting isolated towards the attackers, it becomes really hard to just play with those extra utility when you don't have the option of going a little bit more freely. But at this point of time, we do see them picking up the basement side towards wine cellar and the garage area. Two of the defenders also rolling up towards the upstairs master bedroom and dining hallway. So yes, maybe some of these fangs can come in early as Lightning Warriors have gone for the Nomad ban. But as we do see, the exterior wall getting opened up very closely, but actually, sorry, very fastly, very quickly on towards the wine cellar breach. That's going to be Coco connecting the hard work 420. What a great shot to actually anticipate the timing on the breach and land that shot perfectly. No more exothermic charges. I mean, the job has been already done, but a very early 4v5 getting in the advantage of the Lightning Warrior side.
Yep, Snowball Garage hasn't been removed yet, so for the defenders, they could hold themselves off from the B side itself. C4s are still present, which means that they're basically waiting for the Montaigne to either make a push, in which the Montaigne will respond back with a simple fake or a bait, so that the attackers could go in with a simple plant. Scrapper once again, long range from the backside,
Oh my.
gets caught from the Frostmat trap, and Choco just easily gets that kill. Man, this is exactly what happens when you don't have a lot of information towards the side. Denial of plants will be made. C4's toss won't be able to find the kill, but at least on the bright side, they have control of the diffuser, which leads to Whiplash. 1v3. Still needs to be careful of one more C4 that is present from the Mira. And of course, they need to still worry about the Frostmat traps as well, in which the Montaigne definitely got caught. And it was a very unexpected moment for Team Din to be losing on a situation like this. Personal reload. Not a lot of information. I believe one of the information he knows that one of them is present through the door. The frag grenade would at least force him to fall back to the other side.
Nice
Great
shot.
read. Immediately learns exactly where Legion was, especially with that sprint. He has an opportunity, but he only has 30 seconds left. Another frag grenades will be used. At least that would at least try to push. What a read from Whiplash. It's a 1v1. There's a chance, there's an opportunity for Whiplash to deliver a huge blow, or should I say a huge upset from the opposing side. A plant will be made. Whiplash very low on HP. Extreme doesn't have a C4. He'll be forced to push in.
Nah,
Is he going to
nah,
commit?
nah.
I believe Whiplash has to go in for the commit right now. He needs at least 5 seconds to go in. Sprints will be made. Does Whiplash get it? No, he does not. Extreme patience is the key to virtue, and they'll make sure to win round number 4 in their hand. But I have to say, Whiplash, really good work though. Really good read with the frag grenades, and almost giving Lightning Weight an immediate jump scare that they did not expect.
Yeah, I mean, Lightning Warriors. I just want to stop for a second and just appreciate the play coming in from the side of Whiplash, especially on the the second kill, which was taken on Legion, just sprinting down from the Westman stairs. I mean, kudos to CJ's new audio engine overall. You can just hear every footstep very clearly when it comes down to the flank, any of these situations. So as he does have the sound cue, the audio cues coming in, he just immediately swing by to his eastern side and he got up that pick. But also comes down to the fact that how you actually use your track stingers really well. In some of these situations, all he needed was his extra utility. Sorry, the main unique ability coming in from the side of the gridlock, which is going to be track stingers, just being there on the blue rotation door. If that would have been the case, this was a clean out clutch, which was completely, I would say, gone for the side of Whiplash, because that was an amazing play coming in with an operator like that, because she's in 3 speed. She's in the 3 speed. You cannot do quick turns. You cannot do quick rotation. You have to be very reliant, very insightful from where these defenders are coming from. But anyways, folks, as we approach down to I would say, the second last round of this first half on the map of Chalet, we do see an equalized score, which means that both of the teams are more than capable of maybe taking this to overtime. What do you say, Baba?
Yeah, overtime can be a possibility here, Bullet, and I have to say that for Whiplash, like almost though, like he almost could have got that important clutch 1v4. A lead could have been theirs, but there's a lot of rounds to go before we head into the second half, which means that there is only 2 rounds left. Of course, the first round being this round, and of course the next round, which is round number 6. But Frost is still present though from the defensive side. Frostmat trap really helped a lot when it comes to shutting down the Montaigne, which was very crucial for the defenders to halt the push that the attackers were making at the moment. But with Finca being in play, especially with the huge executes that's going to happen from the attackers, it'll be a lot of pain for the defenders to deal with. And of course, Smokes' gas canisters will help, will at least help in increasing a lot of damage for the attackers, because since Finca uses the adrenal surge, the massive counter to it is of course the smoke gas canisters. It always comes down to the timing. Wait a minute, Master is playing very close, but yeah, he still has the armor panel, so he should be safe. Doesn't have any information on players' whereabouts, but maybe through sound cues they'll be able to find one. Some examples will be made. Electronic first. Master goes out, and with a Team Dim first lead. Well, not for long. Demon Kill gets it too. Another kill with the EMP, as the double kill will be made from LW.
A very bad timing for the side of Master. I'm feeling so bad for him, but anyways, it was the side of Demon Killer playing on the castle, and happy to see Castle back in the game. He was It was deactivated for some reasons, as you know. But anyways, a few charges will go down. Now it's going to be a 4v3 scenario where a lot of trust and must will be happening towards dining and dining hall, because a few charges are definitely going to target that. If this rotation is getting taken care of, all of the possible entry and the isolation of the side will be taken care of from the side of Team Dim. But if not, this will be still a very problematic situation, even though they have the manpower advantage on their side. As Scrapper gets the pick on IMX3, gets the double. Where are your bulletproof cameras, dear Lightning Warriors?
Why? It's already 30 seconds though. Demon Killers is still alive and kicking, so is Smoke. He still has 2 smoke gas canisters, which means that a total of 30 seconds will be denied for the attackers to make their push from the stage. They have no other option but to head in towards the hatch, and that's exactly where Demon Killer is in. Cluster charges galore, and somehow Demon Killer is just doing God's work. He is just doing God's work.
My God. He played like Black Demon, dude. Not gonna lie. UMP's fire rate is literally pellet. Sorry, the damage is literally pellet. You do have the advantage of fire rate, but compared to what the attackers had, that gun doesn't stand a chance. Even though we did saw how playing on that dynamic position play that you often see Romer's doing on the second floor of Chalet. He did that to gain up that advantage up on the second floor by playing on the solarium area. Even after that, he takes it back on the rotation with the few jars that were going on, and after that, he's able to take a quad. Tells a lot about this guy going 5-5-2-3. Of course, KD would be just a 1.0, but that doesn't falls up really right in terms of on how impactful he is on the overall team score right now, being present as we approach down to the very last round of this particular half.
Man, 2 kills on second floor, and then the smoke gas canisters, which was really well placed and well timed from the smoke, denying 20 seconds. I wouldn't say 20 seconds, it was 30 seconds. They had no other choice but to drop down from the hatch, and the trap was set. Much more easier for the castle to secure a quad kill, even with the cluster charges being used from the attackers. He basically dodged it and juked it. I mean, at this point, like he was basically juggling like Neo, but instead of bullets, he was just basically dodging grenades. That's exactly what happened in the previous round. But all in all, this will definitely give Lightning the lead that they need in the first half, 3-2. And they're looking to end the first half on a 4-2 scoreline, which is, in fact, will be their aim. To make sure ending in a 4-2 would at least give them some opportunities to hold their ground while they're, when they do it on attack as well. Right now, drones are set for the attackers. Cluster charges, one of them will be used to the castle's armor panel towards the hallways, hoping to at least remove some of the important utilities from the hallway stairs of blue. And turns out Demon Killer, once again, he proves to be very efficient, making it difficult for Team Dim to even set foot towards the site. As with the gridlock being out in play, those track stingers could have been very helpful in blocking out important rotates, in which the roamers could have, dealt a lot of massive damage around here. Breach charges will be used. It will be popped, which means that there will be a lot of contests that will be present towards mezzanine. And I believe the defenders, I think that they know exactly what's going on.
Yeah. This point of time, definitely that track stingers not being in place is going to affect the entire push a lot, honestly speaking, because you do need the defenders to get scumbled on this one particular room or one particular angle if you're just not able to get the control of the overall, at least half of the map on the vertical side of this particular objective site in play. We do see they do have that information with the yellow ping that somebody is definitely playing in a library, but there's actually going to be no one. We already see one of the guys playing in the bar, but that's going to be Scrapper on the side of the Masters, who's playing on the solarium area. And now we do have everybody playing on the bar, dining hallway, and bar stock. We do have one of the players actually playing on the basement. That will be taken care of. That's going to be a trade happening. Actually, a trade happening in play. Now resulting in a 3v3 with less than 50 seconds left on the clock. Now they have the full vertical control. They're just opening up all of the possible angles. So tail rows going in, fuse charges going in, hard work, trying their level best to gain up and perfect angle coming up from the fireplace hallway.
I would say for the defenders, though, they can only rely on sound cues. But looks like that they have lost quite a lot of bodies, which means that they actually had at least two C4s in their hand. But with the Choco down for the count, they only have one C4 to rely on. It looks like he's going to use it right away quickly, and he will find one important frag. 2-2 equalizer. Flores' drone will be used to try to catch players off guard. But turns out Extreme is still present, and Sinister present all the way deep towards the site. Make sure that the attackers will never set foot on the site.
Yeah, and this time around will be the side of Lightning Warrior again. Gain up that advantage on the defensive play. And now before the swap goes out, it's actually great to see the team who was on the defensive not exactly a methodical approach, but approaching the game in a very classic old Siege style, just reigning supreme in the first half. So it's great to see that kind of a play happening in pretty well and being successful. But for now, the new bans will come in, folks. The old bans will get reset as the new bans are in place, because this is Siege X, folks. New engine overhauls, new operator bans, new lightning rework for you. This is the beauty of Siege X. But right now it's going to be Ace and Kaid getting banned from the side of Team Dim and Team Libru respectively. Oh, and we also see another trapper going on. That's going to be Melusi. But from the side of Team Dim, it is actually going to be Blackbeard taken care of. And they actually relied a lot about on the shield play, but they actually relied on Monty getting picked up. So maybe they know a little bit of the strats coming up from the side of Lightning Warrior. Maybe they have watched all of the past matches. But we'll see about it as we proceed down to the second half of the game.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
Second half is present. So are the bans. A hard breach and a shield, followed up on defense, a Melusi and a Kaid. With it, I would say when it comes to a hard breach, since I've been playing a lot of Siege X, I just realized that every single attack bans that you expect, it's always the hard breaches. Thermite, Maverick, Ace, or Hibana. Like almost all of the bans that you expect are these four, which basically forces the attackers to have no other choice but to go to Sentry. Because Sentry is the only one that has both the secondary hard breach as well as the impact EMP. Sure, you can get Capitao, sure, you can get a fuse. A fuse's cluster charge followed up with the secondary hard breach is very crucial. But the thing about secondary hard breach is that it doesn't open up a lot of line of sight. It's just a simple square. When it comes to, when you compare it with Ace's Salma breach charges, and of course the most biggest boom of all, the exothermic charge, which basically opens up both the walls. So it really depends for the attackers on utilizing at least a simple use of the secondary hard breach to make sure that they can enter in towards the site itself. But once again, Demon Killer will be, he's going to start things off by bringing in the Zero, a really important operator when it comes to removing important utilities, as he will, as he get to, as we get to see there, taking out one of the Goya's Vulcan shields. So with that out in the play, a lot of information will be very crucial as well, unless and until the defenders knows exactly where those Argus cams are present, because if that Argus cams is still present till the entirety of late game, then this could cause a lot of problems for the defenders.
100% banned. And one great thing to notice that Valkyrie is not banned from either side, and Valkyrie not getting played from either side. Anyways, Master using the Osha shield to protect himself from the Piano's defender. That's going to be Tony. Elastic playing on Fenrir Dock respectively. We do see Legion making his way back to the first floor, but that's going to be Sinister taking out Fenrir. Dreadnought mines are probably still active, and that's going to cause a lot of trouble because those works in post that scenario of Fenrir as well. Now we do see an early charge getting in play from the side of Lightning Warriors, even though after the man advantage is still favoring that. That's going to be Sinister going the double. Whiplash connects the C4. Coco goes down. The flank comes in. Demon Killer gets taken care of immediately as he gets the kill on the defenders trying to go in for the flank. The Sisters now going for the final, but that's going to be the side of Dim just falling like a deck of cards after we actually saw Legion making a play on the flank. So maybe that was not an coordinated flank of what Legion was trying to attempt, but only time can tell.
Let's not forget, even though the sounds for Siege is really good, they also need to understand that you can actually mask those set sounds with the use of explosions. So the more explosions, the more noise you create, the more opportunities does the defenders can easily head in towards that flank, while the attackers, keeps focusing towards entering the site itself. So a timeout will be requested from Team Dim. They need to understand what exactly is happening, because for Lightning, they only need 2 more rounds to secure map number 1 and head in to the second map, which I believe it is none other than Cafe Dostoevsky. I'm really quite, I really want to see Deciders. I really want to see Night Haven Labs, because we haven't seen Night Haven Labs be played, especially in especially in Fragnation Siege. I mean, I'm really rooting for it, but who knows? Only time will tell. As the timeout comes to an end, basement snowmobile garage will be the site. Now the biggest question is whether Team Lightning opens up the wine cellar site, or would they go with the traditional snowmobile garage? Only time will tell.
Attackers need to locate.
I feel like they will go for the basement, if I'm not wrong. Oh, they actually. Can we
They
have
changed it?
the?
No.
Yeah, they went to the basement. Yeah.
Yep. I would say, like, if they had at least a double hard breacher, say if they are very much committed to it, you could, I could say that they would open up on Snowmobile Garage itself. But since the previous first 4 rounds, you see a lot of engagements and contestations being happening towards the wine cellar itself. All the way, like both of the lines of sight has been opened up. One for, longer, long line of sight in which the Hibana does to, try to, it's a long range gunfight that happens towards the garage. And of course, the second very close near wine cellar to go in for a usual plant. So denial wise, you have 1 C4, 2 yokai drones, 3 smoke gas canisters, and of course, how can I forget the Goya's Vulcan shield. So this entire composition from the defenders is straight up denial. So basically, if the attackers set foot, basically the timer starts, basically they'll just use a lot of utilities just to stall time, and that's exactly what Team Dim will focus on to. And for Lightning, I believe they might use a different opinion. They might use a different, opportunity here. Maybe with the use of Capitao's fireballs, maybe they can flush a player out, force in towards the site, and go in for a huge plant. That could happen. But I have to say, it really depends on which utilities goes first.
A great actually pick coming up with from the side of Master, as the side is going to be basement. You really need those OKBs, ringtones, not ringtone, apology, logic bomb to vibrate at the
It is a
defender's
ringtone, but
front.
yeah.
It's a vibration actually.
Yes,
Yeah.
the vibration of
So,
success.
but when it comes down to them using a lot of these varied agents, varied operators, it's almost very necessary to counter it out from the defenders. But there we go. Master fetched the pick on Lecter. And this is what I was talking about. He got that info as soon as he deployed the Logic Boy, started pushing towards the same defender, and he got that successful hit. We do see them now approaching towards Kitchen Hatch, and that will be taken care of immediately. C4 comes in, does not gonna connect. Hibana has already made his way towards the basement. He's trying for one of the attackers to take care of the possible mute jammer in place. But I don't think that's going to be an option unless somebody just pops up a frag grenade on that very particular angle. But it will be taken care of from the other exterior wall, which connects from the bar stockade. From the electric basement hallway towards the wine cellar. But at this point of time, it's still very much, I would say, 50 seconds remaining on the clock. They do have the manpower advantage, but they don't have those breaches open still. And they need, if the breach is still open, which is going to be the case, they still need to take care of the deployable shield. Demon Click gets the pick on Scrap, and now it's going to be a really bad side for the side of Team Dim, as they don't have those proper utilities. They don't have any C4s left from what I see. They do have the Toxic Babes, and Whiplash gets the kill on Sinister. Probably gets the second, does not connect. Coco gets the kill of Whiplash. He's about to go in for the plant. The Capitao's smokes and the fireballs will come in. We do see the Toxic Babe filing off angle a little bit. Tony plays, gets the pick on Demon Click. Very close sighted, close quarter combat happening in play. Master gets the third pick from his side, and Extreme will shut this down as Lightning Warriors will get on the map point with a 6-2 scoreline.
Yep, map point it is for Lightning Warriors. And for Team Dim, they definitely did not see this coming. That is for sure. Let's not forget, even with the good usage of those mute jammers, blocking that long range angle towards garage was still not enough for the attackers to make their push and secure those kills. For a brief moment, I was a little bit worried because
Attackers need to
usually,
locate and
the
defuse the
Kebi
diffuser
has
when they
an
can.
EMP grenade. So, using that EMP grenade, they could have at least, removed out the mute jammers and hopefully opened up that important, line of sight that they could create, which would be very beneficial for post plant. But, since that does not work, flashbangs can also be a deadlier utilities because you can blind a certain target for at least a brief amount of seconds. I mean, it's not a yin candela, but at least it gets the job done. And the way how the attackers just quickly switches up, understanding exactly what's happening, what were the problems and the solutions to order to get this job done in around 20 or 30 seconds is a really good way of seeing how Team Lightning adapts to certain situations. Now, once again, map point for Team Lightning, Team Dim, another opportunity to hold their ground on Basement Snowmobile Garage. And this time they have double hard breach this time. One Hibana, the second with the thermite, which means wine cellars will be opened. Garage, I don't think Snowmobile Garage will be opened, and their full focus would be towards the wine cellar itself, which means the first floor roam should be present. I mean, I don't think I see a lot of roamers present from Team Dim. Maybe maybe it could be either hard work who's currently roaming around towards the other side. Maybe that could be it. Oh yeah, you have Whiplash is in the first floor gaming room, so he'll also be there to try to fend off some attackers who will make their push. But all in all eyes are on the defenders as they've lost a lot of rounds and they're about to lose map number one. So it's all up to them to hold their ground and see whether they can live another round.
Seems a little bit hard, man. Master actually being the guy alongside Coco, delivering those hard-hitting frags. I mean, everybody. Oh, actually, I missed a demon with Northern Fry, Sinister on 7. Extreme playing on that flex roll. Boy, still a very good one in terms of the overall team contribution when it comes down to the frag numbers. But on the side of defense, it's going to be Whiplash with 11 frags coming on from his name. Maybe a little bit hard. The logic bomb will deployed. Those vibration sound will be getting conveyed. Will be getting focused upon from the side of the lightning warriors. Possibly and kill coming in. That's gonna be it. Don't sprint like that, man. Come on. Anyway, Sinister will get the second pick on Electric. Now it's going to be a 5v2 now. Things getting very messy, very unneat for the side of Team Big. As they will probably get the one. Yeah, that's going to be inside of Echo. Take on the side of Sinister. No more Hibana periods in play. But that's going to be Scrapper. Taking down the side of Coco as well. Oh, he gets out of the room where he was standing at. Anyways, that's going to be just one last guy. That's going to be, again, Scrapper. 10 frags. He has all the possible utility that he need. But has the yokai drone has been taken care of? Yeah, that's gonna be a demon killer. Shutting out this map on for the side of Lightning Warriors with a score line of 7-2. Now, not exactly a straight up domination, but on how the score lines are looking in for when the attacker and the defending shop got changed, the side got changed. Definitely, it was the side of Lightning Warriors being way too ahead of what Team Dim was trying to do on their defending play.
I have to say, like, Whiplash did, quite a lot of work though from their end. And I have to say, Demon Killer, man, that quad kill. Cluster charge from Kitchen, he just stays undeterred. He was like a man unleashed. Like, he was in the site, cluster charges everywhere, and yet somehow he defends the site like it was his own. 4 quad kills secures the win for Lightning Warriors, and a lot of great plays though that's happening from both the sides too. Dim, on the other hand, the first 3 rounds on attack. The first round attack was an immediate post plant diffusal that had come in from Team Lightning because of the way how Team Dim were holding on to like in like they had control on the side. They were trying to go for post plant, but unfortunately they were trying to fall back in a way that they would be safe. But turns out once they tried doing that, it was a bit too late because the defenders were already in the site itself, taking out the Nomad's air jabs, controlling the site, and the usual stuff. But the second and third round, Team Dim did a phenomenal job on their executes on attack itself, making sure that they would, the removals. When it comes to the execute itself, they have done a fantastic job on that, and I will give them that. But when it comes to Lightning, after round number 3, The rest of the rounds were all of theirs.
Oh,
Like all of the round was theirs.
yeah. I mean, overall, when if I just want to talk about the first half was clearly, I would say, much better from both sides. Honestly speaking, when Team Lightning were got in the on the attacking play on this particular map, it was more of like they know how to do it, what to do, how to do everything, just falling on their piece of the puzzle. Everything falling on the right side for their piece of puzzle. But for the side of Team Dim, I am expecting a little bit of that improvisation and the adaptability coming in the second map, because again, this is a VO3. It's totally fine, man. It's totally normal to lose out the first map, which is not your pick. So it's totally fine, honestly.
Yep. I mean, they still have a lot more to go, right? I mean, you still have the second map, of course, the deciders being Night Haven Labs. So they still have a lot of opportunity, but I can't say the same when it comes to the tournament format because it is a single elim. So if they lose map number 2, then that means it's straight up eliminations. So, and for Dim, they are currently facing the elimination stage of Fragnation Community Cup. They did try, their level best on season 1, going all the way to grand finals. And turns out on the second season, things are not looking too well for Dim, but hopefully on second map, they might give a really good answer out of it. 11 kills for Whiplash, 10 kills for Master and Demon Killer. Scrapper with 10, Hardwork with 4, and Electric with 2.
I mean, in terms of the overall frag score and frag numbers, I don't think so. Both of the teams were falling short. If you look at the overall numbers, it's kind of like balanced from both sides, apart from just Electric being on negative KD. But it's fine, man. Supports and flex role being low on kills and frags is totally fine. But for the side on how you're playing that methodical siege, yes, it was the side of Team Dim not exactly playing it well, especially when it comes down to their defense. But overall, it's totally fine, folks. It's a BO3. It's the first map, but yeah, the pressure is definitely going to be on as we approach down to the map of Cafe Dostoevsky in the second map, which is again going to be a pick coming in from the side of Team Dim. So definitely, I'm expecting a little bit of that change, a little bit of that adaptation coming up. I would say on the better side from the side of Team Dim. But anyways, folks, I feel like that was done for the side of map number 1. We'll take a short little break here at the CGX Community Cup. Season 2 organized by Fragnation and of course supported by Ubisoft. Me and Baba Gustav will take a short little break and be coming up with the map 2 action very shortly.
I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. It's just, Bullet, I tried, all right? I'm sorry. I tried for 5 seconds, but yeah, for a brief moment, I thought we were going for a break, but it turns out we're not, which means we're back into the caster scam once again. But yes, we still, we're still gonna wait for the callouts for that happen, which means that you're still stuck with us. So map number 2, Cafe Dostoevsky. I believe that this was a map that's been picked by Team Dim, if I remember right. I'm not quite sure. I mean, I think I can get the information right away till here itself, if I can just get it all the way from the back side. Yes, I do have the information right here, which means that, oh, wait a minute, it's Team Dim who actually picked the map on Chalet Bullet. And map number 2, it's Lightning's turn to go on map Cafe Dostoevsky, which means Lightning has currently the advantage, but we all know the way how CGX works. I mean, no matter how, if you try to go in with your favorite pick, it's usually the opposition side who would end up winning the round. But yes, all in all, folks, once again, we'll be taking a short little break and we will make sure that we won't be a mannequin challenge for like 5 seconds. So yeah, a quick break. We'll be right back.
There we go.
All right, folks, welcome back to Fragnation presents Rainbow Six Siege X Community Cup Season 2 in partnership with Ubisoft. We are back with the second semifinals matchup between Team Dim, of course, and when I say
Dim.
Team Dim, Bullet just appeared out of nowhere. It's like, haha, Team Dim versus Lightning
Yeah.
Warriors. I mean, at this point, here's what happened. The first map itself, it was Team Lightning Warriors who did secure
Yeah.
map number 1, Chalet, and that was the exact example of what exactly happened on Bullet's end. Light went out, lightning appeared, light went up again. But yeah, anyways, on a serious note,
Yeah.
we are back with the second match in which the map will be none other than Cafe Dostoevsky. So, which means if Team Lightning secures map number 1, then that means, if Lightning has secured map number 1, which means if they secure map number 2, that means they will end the semifinals on a 2-0 scoreline, proceeding into the grand finals, which will happen in tomorrow, where they will be going up against Team Hasib Warriors.
Yep, and it's, if you ask me very frankly, na Baba, Lightning
Hi, I'm
Warrior
Frank.
did played it,
Yes, continue.
but that frank
No,
on a casting desk. Sure
no,
about
like
that.
no. Like people used to call me Frank. Sometimes
Acha.
Frank, sometimes Tim. But yeah,
So-
either ways, please continue.
Anyways, to be frank, no, folks, honestly speaking, Lightning Warrior did had that kind of like a fair share of, I would say, that kind of like just a little bit of that skill tier difference, honestly speaking. How
Attackers need to locate and
Coco
defuse as many
extreme
bombs as they can.
master were dropping bodies on the floor, especially after the attacker and defense swap was made. I'm not saying that Dim doesn't have the capacity, doesn't have the skill set to do the same on map number 2, but that entire difference was somewhat very visible, even to the audience, even as a caster and analyst on the desk. But now to confirm up that this is the map of Dim, this is the pick which has been selected for the side of Dim to play on Cafe Dostoevsky. Maybe that scenarios can literally play on the quite opposite side from the side of Dim to see that adaptation, to see that dominance coming in from the first round itself. Now, if I can get the top-down view, maybe I can just break down on how rotation and everything is getting played. But anyways, as we get into the action phase right now, anyways, I thought that was a run out probably coming in from the side of Valkyrie. I misplaced that with the double rotation though. Apologies.
It's all right. It happens, Bullet. It happens to the best of us. But what's more interesting is that the site being on, first floor dining and kitchen, Castle has been picked from the defensive side. Now, Castle's arrow panels would be very efficient on the windows of courtroom, and of course in towards bakery, where you have the simple rotate, a vault rotate that's present from small bakery. So since Castle is not being played, but instead it's been replaced by Frost, where you have the deployable shield on the courtroom, you have the Frostmat trap that's present from the windows itself. So you could say it could be a different solution to it. But since vertical line of sight will be the important factor for the attackers to, open up lines of sight and take out players towards the site itself, I believe that I think they do have at least a Valkyrie and of course a Scrapper, in which both of them will be, roaming around towards the second or third floor site, making sure that they would deny a lot of time. Wait a minute, Valkyrie is still on the first floor site itself. So I believe no one is actually roaming towards second floor. I think so. Yeah, like no one is roaming, which means on the first floor side, all 5 players of Team Dim are currently present, which means that the attackers can just easily head in towards the second floor site and open up using the sledges. You have both sledge and ram with the soft breach to open up the important floors. Now, the only thing that I have to worry about are the C4s, in which both the Mute and the Valkyrie they still have it. So here comes ram. Breaches will be made, so is the sledge, and now it all comes down to the C4. One C4 will be used. They won't be able to find one, and I believe that was from the Mute itself. Valkyrie still has one more C4, and I believe the Valkyrie will be able to use it, hopefully on the mid round.
Yeah. This part of time we do see the side of Lightning Warriors actually trying to take up their vertical control very, not exactly easily, but very quickly. Now it's going to be the Exothermicha getting placed upon the white garage, the white freezer area. Maybe things can be a little bit tough, as way too many angles are going to get exposed. Way too many, overall sites are going to get opened. Now Tony Place does have the advantage. He's just standing right on the new jammer. His location won't be getting interchanged and exchanged towards the attacking side. But as a few charges are literally happening on his top of his head, he has to reposition himself from that corner.
And now with the site being in play, Tony's location still unaware. Finding out Choco, there is still one more. Pre-fires will be made. Confirmation of the kill will be made too. They need to go for the plant, but here comes another C4 from Shandar. Really well placed. The smoke's gas canisters will force them to head outside of the building. The T4 plant will be made. Well, denied once again. And once again, a beautiful hold coming in from Team Dim. 1 C4, 3 smoke gas canisters. Plant successfully denied, and Dim secures their first round of defense on Map Cafe.
Yeah. Team Dim now actually showing their improvisation and the readaptability being as this particular being their map pick. I'm not really sure. I'm just like waiting for the confirmation, folks, that if it's if it's Dim's map pick or if it's Lightning Warrior map pick, I'll just confirm up in a bit. But as the map has kind of like got started off from the side of Team Dim winning the first round, it does seem like the overall improvisation is kind of happening right from the side of Team Dim. Yeah, this is going to be the map pick of actually the side of Lightning Warriors. Team Dim was map pick was Chalet. So sorry for that, folks. The Team Dim has already lost their own map pick, which was the map number 1 Chalet. So Cafe Dostoevsky being the map pick of Lightning Warriors might get a little bit hasty for the side of Team Dim.
I would say, Bullet, that they still have the golden egg still in the possession for Team Dim. There is a possibility. And with the first round being, making sure that they would have it from their end, I really like the way how Team Dim are utilizing Smoke's gas canisters, especially on the late round itself, because that is the important key, especially once the attackers make their push. But in order to do that, they need to make sure that they would waste at least a minute or two, forcing the attackers to have at least 40 or 30 seconds left, because once they head in towards the site, the smoke gas canisters will make them waste even much more, making it difficult for the attackers, forcing them to, go on very uncomfortable, gunfights where it could favor for the side of Team Dim itself. So once they realize that taking out smoke would be the best idea, then it could work. But looks like Team Dim has even more, they have 2 more, anti-denial operators as well. You have the Thorn, you have the Echoes, the Yokai drones are very powerful, especially, it's a non-lethal way of disrupting the attackers to go in for the plant. So very important. Once again, risky attack drones will be able to find the Echo. Informations will be given. Now you can clearly see why Echo has been vaulted from the doors itself. It's just that he's just making sure that none of the players, none of the attackers would head in towards the pillar side and just open up using Buck itself. But they don't have Buck, but they do have the Kebi. So the Kebi's marksman rifle can be very deadly, especially for wall banks such as this.
Let's see, man. At this point of time, I love how Dim played in the first round of defense. I honestly feel that the similar situation can happen as we proceed down to the second round. But at this point of time, we do see the first pick happening from the side of Echo. I mean, I love to see Echo get utilized, but oh, Blackbeard, what? Immediately he goes in for the rappelling, and he will be immediately taken care of. Sinister also goes down. This was a pick coming in from the side of Echo. Echo still trying to battle it away from the double cabin over here. Things can be a little bit hasty because you do not have the control from the vertical playing on from the second floor as well, and then you're trying to push down to Cigar, then you're trying to push down from the cocktail balcony. Not really gonna happen. There we go, Demon Killer. Oh, actually now he's able to pick on the side of Tony. He does have the information probably of that Echo playing on the cocktail lounge, but a little bit insufficient to take out the side, take the FNAT Red Mines coming in from Fenrir. Now it's going to be a 2v4. Scrapper takes in a little bit of the damage. The Fury is still out of the cocktail lounge balcony, and everybody from the defenders are just going to play on that diffuser denial.
Yep, Yokai drones are present as well. So are the gas canisters are not present because Whiplash has been taken out. The Yokai drones will definitely be a pain. Ying's Candelas to flash players' lines of sight, but Scrapper gets away with one. It's now all up to the Nomad. He finds one, but not the rest of the other 2 players. And Dim will once again successfully defend their site on 3rd floor Cocktail Bar Lounge.
Yeah. Anyways, that is going to be another Team Dim W coming in for the second round. And overall, literally a great start uh, coming in from the side of Team Dim. But for the side of Lightning Warriors, this should be a wake up call because Team Dim didn't won their own map pick on the first map, and now we do see that initiation, we do see that improvisation in the defensive side from the side of Team Dim. And actually, it was again Lightning Warrior to kind of like show that supremacy when it comes down to the first map of the attacking play. But right now, Team Dim is able to actually counter it out very neatly and tightly, especially when those plays are happening in from the side of Shandar and happening in and also coming in from the side of Scraper. Not exactly a whole lot of gunfights are being in play. A whole lot of, I would say, that aggressive nature is getting shown from the side of Team Dim, but they're just waiting in and playing defense on how it is supposed to be played.
Camera in position.
Keep primed. Stand clear.
Well, a Montaigne ban. Right now, when it comes to the soft breaches, you still have Ram, which is a very viable operator in opening up important lines of sight. And since the site is on second floor, so I mean, it is obvious that the attackers would gain control of third floor cocktail bar and lounge first, which means there will be met with heavy resistance from either Capcan or Shandar. I have to say, Shandar's performance on round number 1 was really exceptional. It was really phenomenal. The C4s being able to deny the plant, followed up with the smoke gas canisters to, deny all the way up from 30 seconds left for the attackers was a really good way to provide them the necessary, morale boost that they required to hold their ground on Map Cafe. But on round number 3, since, both the sides have been locked up, and now it's the second floor site, where Team Dim might have a slight problems to it because they're much more exposed on the third floor side. So once the attackers gain control on third floor, that's exactly where all hells break loose for the defenders. But looks like one of the players might have a massive disconnect here. Could be or maybe not, but no, not any disconnects will be made though. So we should be fine onwards.
This smooth criminal moment is going on, and there we go.
Boy, I spoke too soon.
Disconnected. You jinxed it, Baba. Come on. You jinxed
no.
it. I was not about to say disconnect. I was about to say smooth criminal.
Yes. I want to apologize.
Yeah, guys, from the side of Team Dim, make sure that you send lovely messages to Baba Gusta's DM. But anyways, jokes apart, folks, we do see we do see the side of Lightning Warriors making sure they have the man advantage because it's going to be an unfortunate disconnect. But Demon Killer at down 40 HP, the first gunfight did really happen from the side of Scraper. Now we do see a rotation being in play. Oh, Demon Killer out of nowhere takes the drop down on the library, on the double pillar hallway, which is not a great move, honestly speaking, which can be really, really bad towards the terrace entrance. And now we're going to be Master taking on the side of Whiplash. Demon Killer gets picked up from Tony Play. It's going to be quick turn of events, making sure that's going to be a 2v3 Scrapper or take down the side of Master. That's going to be, this is what I was talking about. Fuse as a 3 armor, you do not take a jump like that. It makes a whole lot of sound on the entire map. Sinister getting taken care of from the side of Scraper. And now it's going to be just 2 of these attackers not trying to understand, not able to understand on how exactly you want to attack on this particular side. Out of nowhere, Rotero drones guy. Floor is going to go for the plant. We do see nobody trying to pick up the cover. Maybe the air jabs have been placed. Shanda comes up with a great spray. Almost get traded out, but that's not going to happen. A 10 HP versus 10 HP. Why are you running? Why are you running?
What just... Huh?
What?
No, not quite sure exactly what happened in the situation, but yeah, like did Nomad had information on Bandit's whereabouts? Because if I remember right, the Bandit was present on third floor. He did secured in taking out one of the players, so I believe he was a little bit anxious whether the Bandit could vault in from the windows, and maybe that could be the reason why Nomad decided, you know what, I'm just going to sprint into deep within second floor pillar and then maybe hopefully go for a plant. But I would say not a good idea because you are giving away your location really quick, and especially with Nomad just sprinting constantly. Sure, the air jumps was present, but when it comes to information, yeah, not a good way for Team Lightning to be losing an important round like this. But Hopefully, with the ban phase currently being present, and of course, a pause will be given as one of the players from the side of Team Dim is disconnected. I believe it was Electric, but hopefully, once he comes back, we'll be able to resume it as soon as possible.
Dude, you know what?
Hmm.
In that "why are you running" statement, I threw my pen off across the other room. I'm not able to find other pen to write down those stats.
Was it a bullseye? Like you just threw a pen and it just went
I
bullseye?
literally threw my pen between my two monitors. And where's my second console is at? So I literally threw. I don't know, man. Never mind. This information is not really necessary. I
It
did found a
could
second
be
pen.
like I'm just trying to decipher it. Like, were you trying to compete against the Azami? Because Azami has like really good knifing skills, so like you could get
No,
some
no, that
training
was
from
my
her.
frustration. Now, to exactly to break it out, I'm not sure about Nomad had the intel or not. If I'm pretty sure that if he had the information where the band is playing on upon the reading corridor area, I'm pretty sure about that he wouldn't have taken that decision to sprint all across the room. But the problem is he had that one air jab that he needed to place on the reading corridor doorway. You don't need to go so close. Air jab's range is just way too much. He can actually throw a air jab right from the spawn base to a roof. You don't need to sprint like that. You have the diffuser already in your control. Maybe it was the pressure, maybe it was something else, but yeah, it was. I feel like he was not able to play on that specific moment really well. It was all about the pressure. It was all about that. Hey, we are not able to win any of these attacking rounds on Cafe Dostoevsky until now. So maybe if I just get it right for this round, but that did not happen. So that's going to be Team Dim taking up the third round as well. 3-0 in the second map. I would say definitely an absolute way to start off when you are not able to win up the first map.
Yep. And now I have to say for Team Dim, they can only ban one operator, which means they have to either ban Ram or they have to either ban the Fuse. So I would say when it comes to banning wise, I'd say banning Fuse would be a good idea, especially on map Cafe Dostoevsky, because you would at least need some protection of explosive ordnance. Sure, frag grenades will be used to at least to try to flush out the players from point A to point B. In order to counter that, you can either get a Jaeger or a Vamai. But sadly, accordingly, in this meta, you don't get to see a lot of Jaeger and Vamai being played, but instead, you would see a lot of operators that has a lot of denials, either from the wall denials like the Bandit or Kaid,
Yeah.
or maybe you could have denials like the C4s and the smoke gas canisters from Smoke and Valkyrie. So I would say, especially in this ban, and hopefully once the pause timer comes to an end, it will either be a Fuse and a Valkyrie ban, because Valkyrie has been given quite a lot of important information
100%.
from those specific sites, especially on first floor kitchen. You clearly get to see how Team Dim was playing on first round itself. Not a single player were roaming on second floor or third floor. They basically gave the entire control for the attackers and be like, you know what, it's all yours. Open up your verticalities, open up a restaurant, have a tea, enjoy your time for at least a 2 to 3 minutes. But yeah, it's all yours. You don't have to worry about it, because the C4s and the Valkyrie camp that's been placed would definitely cause a lot of chaotic problems for the attackers. So they would definitely do that. C4s worked out to perfection. So are the gas canisters with denied default plants. And I would say that for the side of Team Lightning, either they would go in for a Valkyrie ban, which is very important, or if I have to think about other defensive bans, maybe we might see a castle ban, because castle pick has been very important for both the sites on first floor kitchen as well as on the second floor site as well, as we did get to see it on the previous round, on round number 3, when Team Lightning had a lot of massive issues on trying to get control on the third floor site itself. And of course, we did get to see Fuse accidentally fall down from the pillars itself, right? So yeah, all in all, I would say Bullet is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have to say, when it comes to Team Dim, ban wise, it really comes to a massive change here, Bullet. Like, what do you think about it?
I think that it's completely necessary to actually take out those aquathermal charges, but it also comes down to the cost that you are still not able to win any of these first attacking rounds, which is kind of very necessary, especially when the first half of the first half is done. Round number three is done, and when we talk about the last round, it's either the coordination not being right, either it's the intel not being collected very wisely, the drones work are not happening in very smartly. But for sure I can tell about the fact that team dim are definitely looking very very good compared to what we were able to see on map number one, just winning 2 rounds in the entire of the first map session and now winning 3 rounds back to back. But it's more of like lightning warriors giving them that kind of like a chance. They're able to give those gaps out, very I would say obvious gaps which they kind of like need to fill, and that is completely getting capitalized from the side of team nim very clearly. So it's great to see team nim able to take up that first 3 round lead. But can they push this to map number three? Can they push this to decide a map? That is going to be the real question.
Yeah, I would say, folks, I think I believe it is from the side of Team Dem that we are still waiting for Electric to join in on the lobby, which means that we might have to take a short little break, guys. Just don't go anywhere. We'll make sure to come back as soon as possible. So a short little break.
Well, first of all, back to the CJX Community Cup Season 2, organized by Fragnation, of course, supported by Ubisoft. And now, first, when you talk about Team Dim facing the side of Lightning Warriors, map number 1 has already been secured by LW, which is, of course, going to be Lightning Warriors from India. But when it comes down to Team Dim playing very good on the second map, as you can see on the score, 3-0 is going to be the play. Oh, we still don't have the 5th player, and they have to continue doing a 4v5.
Yep. Yeah, it is unfortunate though, and especially like when I was talking about the ban phase itself, I'm quite surprised that Dim made a decision to ban the Blackbeard instead of the Fuse.
Yeah. Yes.
And now, looking at round number 4, guess what's happening? Demon Killer has a Fuse, which means that it's going to be even much more difficult once they have control on second floor, because once they start using those cluster charges, the amount of utilities that is currently present in the site gone, shattered, like destroyed in pieces, because there are so many utilities that's present. You know, you have the alibis, prismas, here comes the cluster charges, here comes the destruction, and of course the only difficulty is like how would they deal with the denials though? Like you have one C4 from Shandar, and since Valkyrie has been banned, I believe Electric was the one who was bringing in the smoke, because the smoke gas canisters will be very efficient when it comes to planting default on this site of kitchen service. So Rams's ability will be used as well to open up important lines of sight. Courtroom will be checked, making it difficult for the defenders to even get out of courtroom. Grenades will be tossed out to hopefully flush out the defenders, but he's currently safe for now. But the information from Yokai drones should be more than enough to give them ample amount of information that they need. Sure, they don't have the smoke gas canisters to deny the push, but I believe that Team Dim will be playing accordingly to time. No roamers, just straight up holding side towards first floor kitchen.
50 seconds left on the clock. Now talking about the roles as you asked, I feel like Alaba is definitely gonna do the frag work when it comes down to the collecting the intel and denying the intel. I feel like in a 4v5 setup, Mute and Echo are your go-to guys are more than, but Tony Plays needs to reposition himself. He's taking up the vertical damage coming off long from the side of Sinister, and that is again going to be the same from the side of Fuse. Now 30 seconds left on the clock. LW needs to make the push happen. There are going to be 3 players already playing up on the second floor. They are actually trying to take control of the bakery area where they have to take out the side of Mute. I don't think so that's going to happen very wisely, but Tony Plays gets the manpower equalized. Demon Killer goes down. Now they have the only option to take down the drop on this freezer. Has the flash is about to go down. They do have the side of Ram. They do have the Bugi drone, but Choco gets the side of Shandar. 2 seconds left on the clock. Echo out of nowhere comes up for the flag. Where did this guy was roaming? He's gonna take out the planter guy, but no, that doesn't happen. And that falls down to maybe the coordinated flank happening in from the side of Dim. That also happened on map number 1, round number 4 specifically.
That was so close, almost close. Even the plant itself, since the Echo was basically sprinting all the way, knowing he thought that the plant was happening in towards default, but that did not happen. And of course, Sledge was like, wait a minute, why can't I plant the diffuser? That's because there's the alibi prisma that's currently present, and it was basically not allowing the attackers to basically plant the default plant. So he had to switch the he had to switch to a different location and then head in for a plant denial. But if Echo had that information, this could have been a 4-0. And Lightning, very close. Like a very close encounter, but at least on the bright side, they will end up with a secure on the attack round win. And on round number 5, they are back in the same site once again. Hopefully, Electric is back. Welcome back, Electric. And with him breaking the Fenrir, it's going to be interesting to see how well that they will be able to hold their ground now.
Very cringe joke, but I want to crack it.
Go for it. Crack an egg.
Electric gets its electricity back.
Damn. Let's just say it was an electrifying moment.
Are you ready to feel the electricity as Electric is back in the lobby?
Yes, absolutely.
Can you say in the way when you impersonate one of the Yakuza guys, Baba? Please.
One of the Yakuzas. All right. You know what? Since Echo is present, maybe I'll do it. Once we get to. Yes, I will. I will absolutely. I'll do it once we focus on the match as of now. Because right now I
It's nothing
believe.
happening right now. You can do it, right?
Yeah. I know. I'll do it. I mean,
Now
especially
you're
while
trying to
I'm,
dodge it. No, you're
while
trying
I'm
to dodge
casting, I'll do it. All right. I'll do it while I'm.
Ah,
casting.
okay.
Like
Yeah,
that.
I got it.
Right, but yes, focusing on the hand on the site, I believe that it's Alibi who's actually in towards the third floor site, and his location isn't revealed just yet, but right now he does. Demon Killer removes out Tony, and with it we shall deliver.
I'm still very fascinated about the fact that Demon Killer with a 3 armor, he's dropping down floors. He's just playing like an Ash. The audio cues are being given away. Yeah, that could have been the place where Tony plays were completely getting caught off from the side of Demon Killer. But I'm still amazed the fact that he's playing a 3 armor guy and getting those kills, which is not usually the case in competitive Siege.
Yes, and now here comes the cluster charge of doom as Fuse decides to just clear out the entire sites of first floor kitchen. A minute and 20 seconds left as Lightning decides to start its work, opening up important lines of sight. The C4s will not connect, but at least it will damage a little bit of damage or two. But how will Team Dim survive? As Lightning, they are slowly reaching towards the site. With Master taking a little bit of damage, he should be fine for now, but time is running out. Only 50 seconds. No C4s. Only a dream for Team Dim to secure its mark.
At this point of time, I should kind of like appreciate more the side of Team Vim for sure. The way how they are just able to suppress down the attacking play happening from the side of Lightning Warriors is amazing. They are just wasting a whole lot of time, man. And as a defense, that should be a call. Another drop down from Freezer. Guys, where are your bulletproof camps, man? And where exactly how? There we go. The proxy alarm is gonna give away that info now. The diffuser is about to go in for the plant. Everybody is kind of unaware of the fact those plant is about to get happened. They get completely surprised. And now the post-plant angles will be taken care of. They have no option to deny this diffuser to defuse the diffuser in a 2v4 now. Chalet will be also getting in the DBNO state. There we go, the confirmation comes in. And that is going to be LW winning up the second round back-to-back as after the rehost. We did saw the 4v5 situation happening here, which is quite obvious. But now, back in a 5v5, they are here again to prove their might. Let me remind you folks, Lightning Warrior has already secured up map number 1. It's all upon the side of Team Dim to actually make the difference in play so they can push this to the decider map. But again, it comes down to a question that every now and then it is going to be the side of Dim kind of falling short from what it looks like on the overall coordination. But it can be said same for the side of Lightning Warrior on what we saw, on the actions that we saw from round number 4. In round number 4.
Round number 6, I believe, will be the end of the first half. And I have to say, for Dim, the 3 rounds back-to-back was, definitely like going well in their favor. But unfortunately, with that, disconnect that happened from Electric, round number 5 and 6, first pro kitchen, didn't quite work out well as they expected it to happen. And of course, the previous round, the attackers were, they took the whole round. Except it was just 20 seconds. They just dropped down. They went for a plant. No denials from either Echo nor, the denial from hopefully on one of the C4s. And now there's a change in the attacker spec. Team Lightning, especially Extreme, bringing the IQ because he knows that the Echo is being played for X amount of times. And it would be best to take out those yokai drones first because that should be their main priority. Taking out those drones will at least help in the attackers to go in with a simple plant because they have a lot of information in their hands. Either they could go with a Dokebi or they could go in with the IQ, in which IQ can immediately detect every single utilities that's present from the defenders. So it would be best to go with that option itself. Some information from the attack drones. I believe Pillar's control will be theirs. And for Team Dim, once again, they have to be really careful on the other side of third floor cocktail lounge.
Round number 6. Last defensive round for the side of Team Dim and last attacking round. Either Team Dim is going to shut this down 4-2, or maybe there's going to be a 3-3 equalizer coming up from the side of Lightning Warriors. We do see again a little bit of this change. Actually, not a change. Now them being very reliant on these trappers. Thorn is gonna come in, and those those ballistic small explosive gadget can do and tons of damage. Tony just swings by through IQ without taking any damage. Yeah, without actually taking any HP damage, he's gonna take care of that IQ. A huge, I would say, an advantage coming up, and in the overall momentum for the side of Team Dim. But for now, it feels like actually one of those plays where either Ash or IQ or any of the 3-speed operator is actually going for the solo individual play and falling back onto the shot. But Coco is going in for the plant. He's trying to go in for the pre-fire. No C4 is getting placed up right now as we do speak. The plant is about to get successful. Not exactly. The toxic babes coming. They have to fall short. Master takes care of Shandar Dim. Now in a 4v4 in less than 60 minutes left on the clock.
Yep, this huge execute has been put to a halt as Team Lightning can feel the presence of Team Dim. And it's definitely placing a lot of fear into their eyes. C4s, the Thorn gadget, the default plant being denied immediately, and Thorn once again, a read from Tony. Making it a 4v3, the control from Cigar Lounge will be even much more difficult. They're still trying to figure out a way to take out the players towards Freezer, especially the most important player. The smoke, the gas canisters, both of them are still present. They cannot go in for the plant. And once again, Tony, right from below pillars, he just does quite a lot of work for Team Dim. Informations will be given from Fenrir's smoke. And now they have no other choice but to go in for the plant. But guess what? Here comes the Dragon of Dojima, the Echo, to try to deny the plant once again. But they are committing for this. Choco, he will be denied immediately. And just like that, Team Dim will secure round number 6.
4-2 Team Dim. I cannot exactly say a comeback move is happening, but this is the start of the entire comeback series happening in from the side of Team Dim. 4-2 is the scoreline. A team who was just able to secure up only 2 rounds in the entire first map. This is going to be a great play happening in from the side of Team Dim. For now, the bans are going to get reset as we approach the second half of the game. Now the sides will be, so our Team Dim will be attacking for the next 6 rounds, and Team LW, which is of course the Lightning Warriors, will be defending in for the next 6 rounds. The question still remains. Oh, amazing bans actually. Azami getting taken care of. Young, which was a whole lot of like dependability coming in from the side of Lightning Warriors, have been banned by themselves as we speak. Ram also gets taken care of. I mean, Ram makes a whole lot of sense. Bugai, the BUG hard breach drone, that is rightly said from my side, finally has been also been taken care of, because on a map like FA3 they are way
I just call it the ramming drone.
Seriously, ramming drone?
Yeah. I mean, why not?
I mean, see why you are calling it a ramming drone. I remember that conversation anyways.
Yeah. Could you please enlighten me on that conversation?
No, I will get cancelled. I'll get cancelled, bro. I cannot.
Okay. All right. I just call it the ram drone. That's it.
Either see, by the lore and by the in-game term, it is the BU-GI hard breacher drone. I hear a lot of the tier 1 casters, I mean, the Intero and everybody in the main R6 circuits saying it the Bugatti drone, like Bugatti.
To be honest, it actually does make sense. It is the Bugatti drone.
Yeah,
I was actually thinking, say like if I actually get married and have kids, I would actually name my, kid as the BUG.
Huh?
The Rams' ability,
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused
Why?
by attackers.
I mean, why not? I mean, we could create a lot of good names out of it, right?
Sure, and I'll name my kid Valkyrie. Sure.
Yeah, wait, what if it's a boy?
If it's a boy, probably what was the actually there's a very slick real name which I'm not able to recall, whether it's Warden. Yeah, it's Warden. Colin
No, really.
McKinley.
Damn. I'd call my son as Sledge.
Ready to activate.
What is his real name? Do you know his real name?
I guess James Cauldron. I mean, I don't remember it right because the last time.
Cauldron. James is I guess the Thatcher guy.
Yes.
He is Cowden. Yeah, Seamus Cowden.
Yes, Seamus Cowden. He used to work for sanitation once. You know that. That's according to the role for Siege.
Yeah. Lower for Siege. Yeah, I remember.
Yes.
Do you see a lot of memes coming in first?
Oh
as
yeah,
well for the
there was a
sanitation?
lot of memes. But anywho, let's just let's just come back to round number 7. Team Dim currently on the lead, 4 round wins on attack and 2 round wins on defense for Team Lightning. And I have to say, for Lightning, they have a lot of work to do on the defensive hold on Map Cafe because the previous round didn't quite work out well in Lightning's favor though, because Team Dim an exceptional job on their defense. The C4 worked out, so was the smoke gas canisters. The denial was on point, and for the for Lightning when they were on attack, no matter how many times that they tried to go in with a very aggressive attempted post plant, it did not happen. It was denied the instant that had happened. Sure, it did not happen on round number 2 or 3, but the previous round, it at least gave them the amount of confidence that they require to do the same push again. Well, since they're in attack in round number 7.
Yep. Also, comes down to the fact that comes down to the one of the point that I have seen. I didn't saw Master playing any of the shields. Yes, they were being reliant on the attacking side, but Clash getting taken out when they are 4-2 makes a whole lot of sense on how badly they just wanna kind of suppress down the attacking strats coming on from the side of Team Dim. But anyways, we do see Whiplash trying to make the pressure on Cocktail Lounge window over here. I hope that Claymore has been already deployed on the run out over there on the eastern angle on his right hand side. I'm pretty sure about it, that has been taken care of. But for now, it's gonna be the strat is gonna look something like this. It's gonna be Zofia and never mind.
Okay.
I jinxed it. Demon Killer gets the second one. I jinxed it. I jinxed the entire strat. I was about to break it down. Never mind.
What is happening? Just instant removal. Team Dim is just a 2v4. Master just somehow survives, and it's all up to Scrapper. 1v3. I believe the Clash's utility, the Clash shield has been destroyed, so pretty sure he won't be able to use it. Extreme goes out. It's a 1v2. Looks like a lot of tensions being brewing around from the side of Team Dim, because Scrapper, he really needs this clutch, and looks like Master will instantly deny it just like that.
Yeah, Team LW Lightning a Warrior after a really long time in this entire match finally gets up that round victory. But overall, it is going to be a 4-3 score right now. We also see for a fact that Team Dim, when we talk about their attacking play, the strat was something look like this: that the two of these really hard hitting attackers, Zofia and Yana, are gonna push in from the white stairs from it took place, and one guy is trying to make up that push coming in from the side of Cocktail Launch, and we do saw the other two attackers trying to take control of the piano. One guy pushing from the red stairs and one guy getting inside piano, because Clash was already playing on the side of Cocktail Balcony, so it was really actually easy to take control of the piano when you don't have any of these shield based defenders playing in. So that was something which was kind of like completely shattered from the side of Clash as soon as he got the kill on Zofia.
Yep. Now, round number 8 round number 8 is underway, and of course, the castle will be brought up, and the armor panel will be used in the windows of courtroom, one on bakery, and of course from the main hallway. The usual setup as we get to see on a map like Cafe Dostoevsky, especially on site on first floor kitchen, where a castle is a must, and it actually has a lot of win rate percentage, mainly because of the courtroom being one of the most power play positions for the defender. So once the defender loses it, it'll be very difficult. Of course, if Castle is playing on the first floor side, you always need to make sure that you have one of the defenders playing on second floor to ensure that the vertical line of sight won't be there. So Team Lightning will be going exactly that. But interestingly enough, there's a lot of operators that's currently been hunkered down towards the bakery entrance side itself. Information will be given from the Flores drone, basically to open up important lines of sight. There you go. Breaches will be done from the Ace, the Montaigne, providing information and protection both at the same time. And now the pressure is on, understanding exactly where the push is happening from the attackers. Their main goal is to open up bakery and then slowly make their way in towards the site for a post plant. But the problem is, do they have control on bakery? especially small bakery, because this is exactly where two of the defenders, and of course, like I said, the coach room would be the most important chokehold for the attackers to get a hold of, or should I say, to get control of. And basically, to deny all of that, you have the Montaigne. You can just, plant behind Montaigne to ensure that the post plant will succeed. But they need to find a lot of information first. C4s, how many C4s are present, how many Cap-Cat traps are present. Grenades will be used, C4 toss, won't be able to find one, and just like that, the defenders, they are now in trouble, Bullet.
Yeah, they are in a whole lot of trouble actually. They don't have those C4s remaining in. The only utility that they have right now is going to be the Aruni Gate, which is gonna stop stop the entire push momentarily. But that's gonna be Extreme getting taken care of. LW are actually doing a really good attacking play from the past 2 rounds from round number 7 since it has started. The second half has started. System needs to find his way, making way back to the Monty, but there we go. The plant gets successfully done, and I don't think so that's going to be a very successful retake happening in. But Coco gets taken care of as Shandar is going to follow the trade, and that's going to be LMG finishing off the side of Sinister. And there we go. Master still trying to roam around the mining side. Maybe he can at least have 2 picks, but 1v4, I don't see that happening.
Yep. I don't think it's going to happen. And the way how Team Dim went up with their approach is that all 4 of them were, pushing all the way towards bakery. So having a denial could have helped. But yeah, Master once again just sprints up. He will find one, but I believe the rest, once he finds the rest of the other players, it will be too late. Team Dim securing round number 8. All they had to do was just control on bakery, push, and post plant. Realizing that for the defenders, they didn't had a smoke nor a lot of C4s to deny that plant. They easily had access. They went in for the plant, and once they realized it, the whole round was theirs.
It's kind of amazing to see both other teams winning on their opponent's map pick. Almost, actually. I'm not saying that team.
I mean, it's a usual gag at this point, It's like every time when a team picks their own map, we feel like, it's their map pick, they're confident about it. Next thing you know, they do the exact opposite. They would actually lose on their home map, but they end up winning on the opponent's map. This happens like every single time when I cast, Sometimes.
For sure,
not all the
because me, you, and Blackjack are casting a lot of these NA and Q, Blue Siege. So we usually see them winning on their own map pick. So this is kind of like a very SA thing. Not trying to compare these 2 regions. Like one is superior, one is inferior.
CCB
but
as well. I forgot about CCB.
CCB.
Yes.
Oh, you want to name all the casters then? Okay, let me start from the starting.
Yes, go for it.
Blackjack, Baba, CCV, Aggie, Hate,
Yes.
Dolphin.
Yes.
Am I missing someone?
Jax.
I guess I'm missing one guy.
You're missing Jax.
Jax? Wait,
Yes.
apologies. Who was Jax? Blackjack?
No, like
just
Jax
said
is in JA3X's. Jax Gaming.
Jax! Oh, yeah. Oh, my Dave guy. Oh, yeah. Jax. Yeah. Apologies. I mean, if you were to count all of the guys, then Karnav used to be a really great guy back in the day also. Karnav, you shout out Karnav as well.
I really miss those guys, to be
That
honest.
was a really long time then. We are talking about 2017, 18.
2019.
Once upon in 2019.
Back when I was a kid, I used to
back
cast for
when I was a console.
Anyway, let's just focus on the game as of now. Round number 9. Once again, slight changes in operators once again. As this time, we'll see Choco bring in the Maestro. Maestro really good. Information and denials, but not quite sure whether bringing the Maestro's cam was a good idea. Like the Chanka or smoke could have worked out for denials. That the Montaigne is still present. And the only way to counter a Montaigne is to bring in some certain traps. I believe that's the main reason why you have the Melusi's Banshee deterrent to, slower things down for the attackers, and hopefully they could, deny the push that's happening from the attackers. But now, how would you deal with that? The Flores drone, the explosive drone that would force the defenders all the way towards the other side, but maybe this C4 could be the make it or break it moment. Waiting for the opportunity to toss, the shoot, and the success. Turns out the Masters' TCSG will secure a headshot to take out the Montaigne. Distraction works well. There goes the Montaigne, and now they even took a Demon Killer, and with that they have control on verticality.
The vertical play is something that is very very effective on a basement side like this, and they have to take care of it. I feel like one of the evil eye has been placed upon the second floor mining area. I'm not really sure about it, but I did saw Coco going upon the first floor mainstay. But anyway, we'll just have a look on it as we speak. But right now, yeah, now I'm confirmed. I don't see Evil Eye getting activated, and if there was one, it has been taken care of from the side of attackers. Now, with 35 seconds left on the clock, either it's going to be an aggressive play happening from the side of Kai, which is getting taken care of. Scrapper, Master, that was necessary. You don't pick a double window like this. You know it for sure. Now it's going to be a 4v3. The finger boost coming, and the push, the aggressive, the attacking push needs to happen. Scrapper gets the double. Whiplash takes the charge against the side of Sinister, and that is going to be Team Dem winning up round number 9 from their side. Again, a very how do I put it, man? A very dicey situation for the side of attackers. A very very unusual approach being taken from the side of Team Dem, but they still got it. So it's again great to see them making a comeback on map number 2.
Yep, great comeback, but also, yeah, I'm not quite sure if going aggressive like that would have been a good idea.
Yeah, Kai, right.
Yeah, the breach was there. The doorway was also opened up. It would have been best for the defenders to just stay put, because C4 isn't present. Sure, Kaid was trying to go for a very risky play, but it would have been better if you had maybe an AUG instead of a TCSG, because TCSG is really great in long range. Of course, long and mid range. Close range,
Attackers
not so
locate
much.
and defuse as many bombs as they can.
But I have to say, like, not being just because of Kaid losing that round, especially on first floor, opened up avenues for Team Dims to just realize that, you know what, it's just a 3v2. Finka is present. Finka's adrenal surge just keeps restoring health back all the way up to 100, making it all the damage that's been taken from the defenders negated instantly. And because of this, Team Dim was like, you know what, we got this under the bag, we can just head in towards the site. We know exactly where the 3 players' locations are thanks to our drones, and with it, Team Lightning just lost the set footing of First Floor Kitchen. And because of it, Team Dim, they're on map point, which means map number 3, Night Haven Labs, could be in effect. I'm just hoping for that to happen because I want to see my Animus. I just played Shadows recently, so yeah, just really excited for that.
Loading new magazine.
By the way, I love the Assassin's Creed Elite skin. No, not the Elite, but the bundle.
Yeah. I mean, you have everything related to Assassin's Creed. You have the Altair from Flores, and my all-time favorite map, Villa, where you get to see the Leap of Faith Easter egg, and of course the Animus in Night Haven Labs. Well, there goes Master. Unfortunate.
Swapping mags.
For now, it's great to see CJX doing a whole lot of these quality of life changes. No, I'm not sugarcoating it, folks, because I'm right on casting this, but I actually love it, honestly speaking, from the bottom of my heart. Just gonna very cringely put myself in the promotional play, but you can see me streaming it 12 hours or 11 hours a day. Blackjack can confirm it. So yeah, 6-3 now. Team Dim on a map point, which can be extended over to the cider map if they play this through, if they get this win. But if not, Team LW still has the chance to do a reverse play from their side. But they have to push this all the way to extended overtime if it's needed, because Team Dim are right now on their momentum. The Team Dim are doing absolutely everything right when it comes down to their attacking or whether it comes down to their defensive play. Right now, it's great to see them taking a whole lot of time to put in those drone work, put in all of the intel play from their side to have that information, whether they want to push in from the white stairs or whether they want to push and take the control of piano.
Yep. I would say for now, the golden egg is in effect, but turns out Coco just finds out the opening, and that is electric. Down for the count, and Tony responds back with yet another headshot to take out Sinister. Just 3 players left on Team Lightning. All that they can rely on is the power of SMG-11, and turns out Coco will do exactly just that. C4 just blown to perfection. Equalizing it to a 2v2. Sprinting, not a good way to sprint in an open area like that. And Dimmer Killer will end up securing that kill. All up to Shandar. Shandar Dim, a 1v2. Plant needs to be imminent, but he chose to go in with a little bit of an aggressive take, and he will end up with none of the informations being gained, and also another round win coming in from the side of Team Lightning. Information was also present from the Bulletproof camp, so they had every single information on Gridlock's location, so he had no other choice but to move in for the kill. It did not happen, and Team Lightning will secure a round win on defense.
Yeah, man. Overall, maybe I have appreciated them way more often. That was a really bad attacking round, if I
Protect your bombs.
I want to honestly say that was a really bad attacking round. They had a whole lot of utility, bro. They had a whole lot of utility. They can just take care of those isolated players trying to play on the extended cocktail and playing on the white hallway. But it's all right. They are on map point. They can still shut this down for the next 2 rounds if they are willing to put that effort and willing to put that smart play, because right now this is one of the actually the easiest site to take control of the bomb A. You just have to take control of the mining room and the train area. Then you have to play in vertical, the classic strat. Don't worry about the freezer. Just take in the bomb A control and go for the plant. But if not, even if I just talk about the anti-hard breach, the hard breach denials, they just have Kaid, and now Kaid can be just easily being taken care of the secondary MP charges. You have Kali, you have a whole lot of these rotated drones which you have already picked up, so there's not going to be a huge problem to take the control of opening the bakery hard breach. But they have to do it fast, because from the past 3 rounds I do notice for a fact that they are not able to get in the right amount of time, especially in the last 30 seconds or 40 seconds. They have to forcibly just push down because they don't have the time.
Yeah. I'm just hoping that Team Lightning knows exactly what's going on right now, because let's not forget, sites in first floor kitchen, and this is the 3rd time that Dim is using the same technique once again. Montaigne, Flores, Gridlock, and of course the Finca. Now, since bakery will be heavily filled, of course they're not here for the usual pastries. They're here to control the site, so it's going to be a lot more difficult for the defenders to hold their ground. Sure, the C4 did help in at least taking out the Montaigne. The crossfire was present, but this is a different course of scenario. Once again, trick from Kaid. Will it work? Looks like it does. It does work, making it much more difficult for the Ace Salma breachers to open up at least one single line of sight. But guess what? No hard breach, which means that they have no other choice but to head in towards the prep room, a single room where they are so much vulnerable for C4s and simple lines of sights attack. Look at that. Extreme finds one. There goes Electric. There goes Tony.
Nice.
The C4 works wonders, and even with those information, it's now a 3v5.
Let's see. We have to push down from the bakery, which I don't think it should be. It's a very right decision. Good flash, but Whiplash gets the pick on Master, which was very necessary. 12-7. Whiplash gets a double. Now they have the whole entryway from the double window pushing down from the side of the bakery. They have to push it. They don't have enough time. Trust me when I say this. It's a way too defense-oriented side, honestly, when you don't have the vertical control. But I do see everybody trying to push in from the prep side. They need to make this happen from the small bakery. We do see Shandar pushing up. There we go. Coco takes care of. Now it's fall down to TV2. But that's actually going in for the plant. They do have the info. Sinister comes in, takes on the side of Scraper. 1v2. Whiplash has to stop the plant because he knows in for a fact that 2 of the guys are going to come him to flank him from the small bakery. Now he has to at least take care of Legion, but as soon as he will swing by to take care of Legion, that's going to be Vamai getting spotted, and this is what I was talking about, the crossfire getting hold up pretty well, and that's going to be another huge W round coming up from the side of team LW.
Yep. One more round for Team Dim to secure map number 2 and head towards the deciders, and one more round for Team Lightning to put this on overtime. They've made a lot of mistakes on the first half, but turns out in the second half they have managed to hold things at their own hand. And for Team Dim, now they have to realize, going in with the same strat 3 times in a row, was it a good idea? Sure, they could have gone with a simple, verticality, but turns out when it comes to verticality-wise, I think in the previous round it was Capcan, or at least there was at least one of the defenders who was roaming towards the second floor side. They tried to go in with the bakery push. Turns out the kite trick was more than enough to deny it. And that is why ban phases are so important, because you would never know exactly what happens in the situation, be it if it's on the first round all the way till round number 7 or round number 8. Because just think about it, Bullet. Every time when you play a ranked match, the first ban that I would see on defense is Kaid, just straight up. Like either you would see a Kaid ban, a Bandit ban, a Thermite ban, and of course an Ace ban. So for them to realize that the Kaid is still active and the trick was still present, oh boy, they must have realized that, wait a minute, I think we did make a mistake. We have no other choice but to push in towards the site now. And I believe Team Dim also realized it right now as well. Valkyrie hasn't been banned yet, which means that the IQ will be placed up. So is Electric playing as the Fuse, which means that third floor control will be very important for Team Dim to get control of it, and they need to do it at least in 2 minute or 1 minute 50 seconds mark, because if they start losing a lot of time just from that third floor control, then Team Lightning, they will be the one to have control this entirety of that round.
Let's see, man. I mean, at this point of
Oh my
time.
God.
Oh, baby! What a shot from Castle! Whiplash hurt! Did really got surprised with that Castle shot. Oh boy. I know that guy has a 1.5x. That guy has a way too big magnified scopes. But to take a shot from that skylight area, chef's kiss, bro. Chef's kiss.
Yes.
Sorry, skylight area, chef's kiss, bro. Chef's kiss.
That's what I like to call the master of aimonomics. That's exactly what happened, though. Like with him playing the UMP, considered to be one of the most less fire-rating guns of all time, followed up with the MPX from the Valkyrie, getting a headshot like that, and that too taking out a hard breacher definitely stings for the attackers. Because right now they only have a minute and 20 seconds. Third floor control still isn't theirs. Scrapper will find one. They still don't have information on Castle's whereabouts, which makes it much more difficult, because his location still isn't revealed yet. The attackers have no idea that Master is still in the third floor site. Here comes the smoke gas canisters to deny lines of sight. The sprints will be made from Choco. He's hoping that he would open up some verticality. But no, turns out Master will choose to fall back all the way from pillar stairs instead and fight in a very safe angle this time. So the whole third floor angle is theirs. It's just 50 seconds. Cluster charges will be used to full effect, but turns out none of the damage will be dealt around. And for Team Lightning, they're just waiting for time. Choco with the smoke gas canisters prepped and waiting for the attackers to make their push.
Yeah, there we go. Master. Now getting the what? Oh, got the second pick. He's just not stopping. Boy is rotating like he's playing Ash on the attacking play. Sinister does have the info. Somebody's on the right side. Gonna go in for the free fire now. Definitely Redlock knows for a fact that somebody's trying to go in for the flank. Possibly you aim at the right side. Fuse! Where you looking at, my friend? He's gonna get the third as well. LW securing rounds after rounds. And are we actually pushing this to overtime? Yes, we are.
Yes, we are, folks. Behold the power of lightning. Overtime it is, and for Lightning Warriors, winning 4 defensive rounds back to back. They are here to hold their ground and secure map number 2 to end things off on the second season of the semifinals. And boy oh boy, did they held it really well. This time, Lightning will be on defense, and for Team Dim, they have got to figure out a way, man. They have done a lot of work on the first half, only to go all the way to overtime up against Team Lightning.
Yep. At this point of time, I do feel for a second that it's going to be really hard for the side of, Team Dim to kind of, understand what's going exactly wrong, because you had this game from 6-3. From 6-3, this is 6-6 pushing to way too much overtime. So I feel like if Team Dim wanna, shut this down and go and play map number 3, which is the decider map, Baba.
Reload!
It should have been done before we go into the overtime, because now LW have got in that improvisation. They know what's going on from their side. They have kind of like work on it. So I am a little bit in that doubt if this is going to be a team Dims winning this map. I feel like LW might just pull out the ace card as we push down this to overtime round number, of course, 13.
Yeah, I just realized that Ace isn't banned on attack, but somehow they're choosing to go with Hibana instead. Yeah, I think the main reason why is because of the hatches, where Hibana can, open up the hatches very quickly. She has a lot of pellets. Like minimum, you would require 4 pellets to open up the reinforced hatches. What about the site? Oh boy, this
Plus
would be an
also,
interesting one.
Hibana's assault rifle has a better fire rate compared to AK-12, so that's also can be the case. Plus, Hibana is much better in terms of taking and winning gunfights, in my opinion.
Of course, you have the Type 89, and the second being the Bearing 9 SMG as the secondary, helping him in engaging important gunfights if the primary weapon loses a lot of bullets. Demon Killer, unaware of Shandar's location, will catch him off guard. And with it, now it's a 4v4 with both the Valkyrie and the IQ being removed out of the equation. I have to say, I mean, Master is still alive and kicking. So if Master is still active and if he's creating a lot of massive chaos towards the third floor site, and it could cause a lot of problems for the side of Team Dem. A lot of time being wasted around, only a minute. Secondary hard breach will be used to open up the hatches. And now once again, Master just sprinting all the way from the pillars stairs, hoping that he would catch one of the players from the new hatch.
Yeah.
Looks like he's not going to find one just yet. A lot of destructions will be used from third floor with only a 40 seconds time. Choco still has 2 more smoke gas canisters. You can still use them to deny push that will arrive right from the stairs. Information will be given from the drone. Sinister's location has been compromised, and his location will be given away from the sounds of the barbed wire. But time is ticking. Team Dim, they have to make their push. Choco finds one, and the second patiently waits. Sinister has no info, and Whiplash, he'll be able to get it. Equalize it to a 3v3. Now the problem has to be in towards the side. Master is still active, not for long. Choco goes down, so is Extreme, and now it all comes down to Master. The Blaster, who creates a massive disaster. A 1v1 secondary shotgun, he plays it safe, and the shotgun delivers its final wrath. As the Master will ensure overtime match point for Team Lightning.
Master is gonna blast the entire attacking play happening in front of the side of Dim and actually shutting the entire light to the dimness. And kind of like it's kind of like the festival just getting dimmed upon by just electricity going out of nowhere, and that is the Master stroke getting played from the side of Master right there, man. He is dropping bodies on the floor with Castle. Last time I saw somebody playing Castle was in 2021-ish or 2022-ish. Probably that was Ninja Freak in one of the
I believe if you're talking about the majors, I would say it was from Union Gaming Sparko.
No.
Because Sparko used to main a lot I believe
yeah.
he was used to main Frost and
100%,
Castle most of the time
Castle.
on Cafe.
But I clearly remember that was Ninja Freak. That's what I'm saying.
Ninja
I'm
Freak.
not able to. Yeah, I'm
Ninja
not
Freak,
able to remember it very correctly in which occasion it was. But last time I saw someone from the side of someone from the SA region playing Castle Sobel, I clearly remember that was Ninja because he loves to play Castle. He loves to play all of the shield-based operators, especially like Clash and everything.
Yeah, he used Ninja Freak used to play Clash a lot, especially on
a lot.
He used to play a lot, and of course, I believe. If I remember, I'm actually taking a trip down memory lane. I still remember we used to have another player called Ishan. Where
he's still active.
He's still active, and he used to play a lot of Twitch as well. And I still remember his famous blunder back when he was playing as Twitch on Oregon. He accidentally whips out his camera instead of the other thing. Man,
that was a very recent one though. Yeah, 2 years back.
I wouldn't say recent. It was in the major, if I remember right. But yeah,
sorry.
A lot of great memories. I have to say, a lot of great memories. I'm just don't mind me, guys. I'm just taking a trip down memory lane. Just don't mind me.
Should I play that background nostalgia music, guys? Production.
Yes. No, I don't think you're allowed to do that. No, like, we don't do that here.
Sure. Sure.
Yep. Nice use of Argus cams though. Instant info on third floor, but yeah, focusing on the round at hand, it is overtime match point for Team Lightning. And with Master currently playing as the Twitch, very vital in taking out important gadgets like the Fanblade scams, the Thorn's gadgets, and of course the Echo's yokai drones. A lot of utilities in which the attackers needs to remove this as soon as possible, because if they take a lot of time in just taking out utilities, they would be left with just 1 minute, and in that 1 minute they need to clear out and have control on Cigar Lounge, followed up with Freezer. So there's a lot of things that they need to worry about here.
Yeah. 1 minute 20 seconds remaining. LW taking all the time in the world that they need to have. Team Dim. You see a whole lot of secondary utility being in play. Pulse with the heartbeats kind of gonna play on the train museum. He has a C4 up and ready. Again, for the C4 to work, you need that info, and that information will definitely come from the yokai drones getting placed up from the side of Scrapper. So a lot of utility play is gonna happen. But it all comes down to this one, folks. I guess the unlimited OT is off. Yeah, it is off. Unlimited OT is not in play. So if not in this round, for sure we're gonna have our winner in the next one. Oh, C4 does connect, but it's gonna left Coco with very minimized and low HP. Gotta say, Master can. He's just looking for it. He's right there in the right spot. Yep, takes down almost, and he gets down the side of Echo. He has the information from Cupcan from what is able from what I'm able to understand. But oh, he gets the pick on Doc. Electric gets the side of Sinister. Master just popping out of nowhere. Don't give it wrong, just running and gunning at this point of time. He's probably gonna fight the side of Thor as well. Coco going in for the plant. Vipla is gonna convey that information, or he's trying to make a flank from the side of White Stairs. We do see him. Tony gets the side of Master. Now it's gonna be a 1v2. Coco can maybe pull this off, as he is in a very bad spot. Not gonna happen. Tony plays comes up with the flank, and that is going to be Team Dim pushing this to the round number very last of last, which you can expect in a rule set like this. Round number 14 going all the way to the side of Team Dim, and boy, we are going to round number 15 to decide whether are we going to decide a map or not, or whether it's going to be a shutdown coming up from the side of Team LW. Oh boy. Oh
Yeah,
boy.
Here it is. Final overtime match point round for map number 2 Cafe. Ban-wise, well, they can still pick the Blitz, Blackbeard, and since Ram has been banned for Team Dim, what is the decision though for Lightning? Third floor bar and cocktail lounge, alright. I mean, since Ram is banned, maybe heading in towards kitchen would have been a good idea, but yeah, like, you know, first floor kitchen would have helped Lightning, because Dim's main push for the past 3 to 4 rounds of first floor kitchen was a simple all 4 attackers push towards Bakery, with Montaigne being the one pushing towards the side, and of course, you know, once the breach happens on Bakery, they would just head in for a simple plant. But this time, on OT match point, Team Lightning makes a decision to head in towards third floor cocktail bar and lounge. Now, is this a viable choice? If I remember right, Team Dim have secured this third floor site maybe once or twice most of the round, but I believe that this is their maximum round win. The maximum round win that they have secured is from the third floor site itself. So I believe Lightning are very confident about it, and I have no problems with that. But I just don't know who's going to win here, Bullet, because Team Dim, it's 7-7. This is the final round. The winner of this will either, you know, secure map number 3 deciders, which will be either Team Dim, or Team Lightning secures map number 2 on semis, head towards the grand finals, and basically fight up against Team Mercy Warriors.
If this would have been Team Dim being on defense and LW being on attack, for sure I would have said without even I would not have hesitated to say Team Dim is gonna win this one. But from what I'm able to recall and from what I have noted, Team W has won maximum number of defense that they have played. Same can say for the vice versa, because this is now an overtime match point. But overall, the odds and the stats do favor the side of LW, because right now they're on the defensive side. So we have to just wait and watch for a moment.
Yep. And I would say for Team Dim, they cannot wait anymore. Drones needs to be placed to perfection. Information should be given as soon as possible. Control on Cigar Lounge should be imminent. They have to secure post plant. And if I remember right, Team Dim were going very aggressive on their pushes itself. Instant default pan push in towards B, in which they had failed multiple times. And now, since this is the final, OT match point round, you can clearly see that the attackers are taking their sweet time around it. They're just trying to open up the breaches first. They're going to take out the hatches. They need some information through the drones, and since they have mute being in play, the jammers will make it a bit more difficult for the attackers to even get some information inside the site itself.
I don't know, man. At this point of time, I feel like Team Dim should definitely think twice on what kind of time management they're thinking of. This is a third floor site. You need to take control of Cocktail Lounge when you're trying to approach the northern side. You have to take control of the piano if you're approaching from the red stairs. I'm just not sure about what they are thinking. They're just waiting in from somebody from the side of LW to make a mistake, but I don't think so. They are going to do so. They know as a defender, they just want to hold angles and let the attackers come in their reticle, and they are exactly thinking that thought process.
Yep.
There we go. Master comes in. Oh my god. Somebody stop this guy. He's on 22. He's on 23. There we go. Damage is done. Diffuser down. And waiting in on the Cigar Launch door entrance. And I don't think so. Team Dim can make this one, folks. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, Master is just popping off right now. Triple kill. 24 kills. But finally he's been shut down. But Choco is still present. He will deliver one. And it's now all up to Tony. And unfortunately, he does not feel good. Demon Killer headshot eliminates Tony and puts him back to from Tony Stark to I believe the next one. What happens to the Marvel? But either ways, folks, overtime match point win goes to Team Lightning Warriors. What a play! What a match! And with that, they will proceed into the next phase of Siege X Community Cup Season 2. Hosted by Fragnation. They will go up against Team Hasib Warriors in a grand finals of best of 5. Team Dim, it's really unfortunate that they did try their luck once again on second season. First season, they went all the way up to the grand finals. Unfortunately, they did ended up second place. But this time, for Team Dim, their journey comes to an end. But not to worry, you still have much more seasons to go. You still have season 3, season 4, and the other stuff. But all in all, what a way to start things off and what a way to end the second semifinals matchup with Team Lightning, who in fact were about to lose, in which they had a massive disadvantage in the first half, ended up securing massive round wins on the side of defense and then ensuring victory in overtime match point.
I mean, lovely, man. For the side of Team Dim, for sure in their attacking side, there were a whole lot of improvements that we were able to see, a whole lot of adaptation and improvisation coming in. But as soon as LW got their attacking play started, it was really hard, man. Not gonna lie. And some of these replays, which is of course marked as instant replay, we do see for a fact that Team Dem was just able to suppress down the side of LW for the next 4 rounds, from round number 1, round number 2, round number 3, round number 4. But after the first half was over and the attacking and defensive swap was made, LW started raising hell on the side of Team Dim for sure. Couple of basic mistakes here and there for sure. Couple of basic coordination problem from both sides here and there, especially in round number 4 and round number 7. But overall, a great game, man. It happens. It is what it is at this point in time. Team LW had that first map advantage, and they showed the exit door to the side of Team Dim in this tournament. But yeah, how can we forget Master? 23 kills, by the way, on this single map.
Yep, 23 kills on an OT match point. Almost highest kills, I believe, in Fragnation itself. So
100%.
Congratulations to Master, though. Master, he has made an amazing performance in the second map itself. You have 24 kills to Master, 10 kills to Demon Killer, and 12 kills to Choco. Meanwhile, taking a look at Dim, Tony with 13, 15 kills to Scrapper, and of course, Shandar with 12 kills. Electric, we did get to see Electric's performance on map number 1. Really great plays coming in from his end. But turns out on map number 2, Cafe Dostoevsky, unfortunately we couldn't get to see Electric shine on map Cafe Dostoevsky. But they really did give a good fight though for from the side of Team Dim. Both Whiplash and Tony. Whiplash was just popping off left, right, and center. There was almost a chance for clutch situations. Unfortunately, it was immediately denied from the opposition team from Lightning. But all in all, they did give their level best. Team Dim once again, really great performance from them. But unfortunately, their journey will come to an end in season 2, and I believe they will have to try their luck in season 3 of this series. And for Lightning, man oh man, amazing performance from them. 24 kills from Master. He was just popping off as the castle. I mean, when I play as the castle, I would just immediately get popped off, mainly because of how less the fire rate is from the UMP weapon itself. And Masters, he just delivers it not only with him being able to
Yeah,
give the important utilities, right, nothing else. The UMP, he can just convert any 1v situation, like a 1v4 into a 1v1 situation. And Master, he was just on
100%.
top form on map cafe Dostoevsky. And
100%.
I'm really happy to see that Master definitely did give the win for Team Lightning. A job well done for Master. And of course, the rest of the team providing important support, especially Choco with the smokes. The smokes was really good. And from Dim as well, the denials were on point. Shandar, amazing job from that guy. The C4, the Valkyrie, of course, they were playing it very safe on first floor side. They did give away the entire verticality for the attackers, but in the end, they did do their job right, especially from Team Dem. Shandar, great plays from the Valkyrie, and of course the smoke plays from Electric. I believe he was playing as the smoke. The smoke gas canisters to deny plant, very important, because for the defenders, all they have to do is waste time, and Dem did exactly that. Unfortunately, as the round continues, adaptation comes into play, endurance comes into play, and that's exactly where Team Lightning shine the most.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, for the side of Lightning Warriors, the main thing is that they got the first map advantage. If this would have not been the case, I feel like Team Dim would have played a little bit different, and we would have a kind of like a different results. But for now, folks, we're gonna take a look at the overall map score as well, and we're gonna wait for that. But in terms of how Team Dim played very different in map number 1, map number 2 was really great. We did saw them improvising and adaptation pretty well compared to what we saw in map number 1. But yeah, this map getting pushed down to overtime, I really called it out that I don't see Dim performing so well, because then the momentum changes very, very vaguely to the opponent team. But also comes down to the fact that Master started to pop off after round number 6, after the first half was over. So kudos to that, guys, man. 34 kills, too. 34 kills is, I don't know, man. Just way too much, man. Just way too much. Yeah. Yeah.
Yep. Taking a look at the total match summary itself. Whiplash, 19, 25 kills to Scrapper, 34 kills to Master, and 20 kills to Demon Killer. The entire total match summary of map number 1 and 2. Map number 1 went, I believe it was 7-2 on map number 1 Chalet, and now map number 2 on Cafe Dostoevsky went all the way to OT match point 7-7. And we will see Team Lightning secure map 1 and map 2 respectively. And they'll be happy about this as they will proceed into the next phase of the grand finals, which will be a best of 5. A best of 5 matchup, that which will happen in tomorrow, folks. But once again, for the folks out there who are watching the stream, make sure to check out the other events that's actually happening right here at Fragnations. I mean, you have a lot of events happening on Discord. All you have to do is check out the Discord channel at Fragnation. I mean, discord.gg/Fragnation. And of course,
Yeah.
make sure to follow the socials on Twitter, Fragnation, and of course on Instagram at Fragnation as well. Huge shout out for Fragnation for sponsoring and hosting this event, and of course our beloved Ubisoft for partnering this event as well. And when it comes to the events as well, you have 3 events. One importantly called as Steal the Show. All you have to do is submit your best clips. For Rainbow Six Siege. Winners will get a total of 1,200 Rainbow Six credits. And of course, we also have the important Dual Siege Showdown 2v2 face-off in Team Deathmatch. Winners will that. Winners for that event will also receive 2400 R6 credits. And of course, my all time favorite, the R6 meme competitions. All you have to do is submit Rainbow Six Siege X related memes. Winner will also receive a total of 1200 Rainbow Six credits. So if you still play Rainbow Six Siege, if you want to win some Rainbow Six credits, make sure to check out our Fragnation. Make sure to check out the Discord channel, discord.gg/Fragnation. And of
Yeah.
course, take a look at the tournaments as well. That will happen on every single month.
Also comes down to the fact that this is the best time to actually play Siege right now. If you're a new player, Siege X is free to play. All you need to just to start off the game. You don't need to pay any kind of like the money. You just go on to Ubisoft, can I make a new account and download the game from over there. If you are a Steam user, you can do the same. Epic Games, and every other game launcher, you can do the same. And if you want to just play rank, you have to play a very nominal fee of around $20 to $25, and you can just access the rank modes as well. But even to play customs, you actually don't need to have those friends with your friends, or even to play the dual siege round, from what I'm able to recall. So yeah, make sure to join the Discord for all of these fun activities. But we'll see you tomorrow with the Siege X Community Cup Season 2 Grand Finale, which is going to be between the side of Hasib facing up Lightning for the mega land share of the entire prize pool. But for now, folks, there's going to be Bullet and Baba Gusta taking leave. Of course, a huge shout out to Fragnation for organizing this event. A huge shout out to Ubisoft for supporting this. We'll see you tomorrow. As always, keep wall bangs, keep playing Siege. We'll see you tomorrow.
You